What's up? What's up? Back at it. Been looking at a lot of reports. There's actually a guy on Twitter. He's with some outreach program, and he's come forward and said he's got several active duty servicemen who object to going to this war. And he expects even more. And also, I think there's a 1-800 number. He said you can object on the battlefield. You could be deployed on the field of battle, and if you object, obviously there's a review. There is a review process, but you certainly can submit your request, and it's still available. They have to take a look at it. Now, from a moral standpoint, as long as it's moral, if your religion speaks on it, you can do it. What it can't be is political. It can't be political. It can't be you don't like Trump. You can't get it for that. Or you don't like Joe Biden. It can't be because of that, but it can be. No, it's still a law. It's a rule. You can exercise this rule at any time. This is the country we live in. We live in a great country. And they afford us an opportunity to disagree. Now, they have raised the age limit of the draft. And somebody said they're calling up another 50,000. So this is a slow drip. This is normally how you do a war. You slowly add troops. Slowly over time, you get the troops up. People don't get it because the numbers don't come in one time. I think 82nd Airborne has already touched soil. We should be getting results of the casualties. That should be forthcoming. Muhammad Ali, let me give you a refresher course of Muhammad Ali, and it's mostly about not so much his boxing. And it says right here, yes, an active duty soldier can apply for conscientious objector status. Fixed, firm, sincere, moral, or religious belief against the war. Developed after. They can have it after they entered the process. Process involves submitting a formal request, proven sincerely, and undergoing interviews with chaplains and psychiatrists. You can refuse to carry weapons. I guess they'll put you in the mess hall. You can actually ask to be separated. The process is long. The burden of proof lies with the soldier to show their beliefs have changed. If approved, the soldier is reassigned to non-combatant duties or given an honorable discharge. So it's an opportunity and I think with Ali's certainly paved the way. When people saw him, he lost his title. He was going to be jailed. He wound up winning in the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said his appeal didn't put a grounds for approval. And so they decided that he had every right to object. And they didn't want him to be able to do it because of his race. You know the game, man. they didn't want him to conscientiously object to go to war because he's black. And they figure they just throw him in there because he's a black body. So we're going to tell the truth over here, man. We're going to keep telling the truth. But I do have a question. Did you think that was weak? Do you think that because some people, it's just they don't agree. They don't agree with this war. They don't agree with this war. They don't agree going over to Israel and losing their life, going over to Iran and losing their life for Israel. They don't agree with that. They want to defend their country. They'll defend their country any day, any moment. But they don't think they should have to go to a foreign land and fight for the people who can fight for themselves. They got 2 arms, 2 feet. Why don't they go fight for themselves? Why do Americans have to go over there? And I agree with that. And Muhammad Ali, in many cases, have shown us the way. Muhammad Ali was very vocal. He said, Vietnam people are not my enemy. He didn't feel that he had fight with the Vietnamese people. And the same thing with Tehran and Iran. Way over there in the Middle East, they don't feel like those are their enemies. They don't feel like those are their enemies. And active duties can still refuse to go to Trump's war. Some people are going to say it's weak. To some degree, I could understand that perspective. I can understand that perspective to some degree, but I think if you're black, I think that's an exception to that rule. Just like Muhammad Ali said, the Vietnamese are not his enemy. If you're black and you feel like the Iranian people are not your enemy and you feel like your life is valuable and you don't want to go and lose it fighting for Israel, and you're a black person and you got to deal with the racism and discrimination, you got to deal with that anyhow. I think that's a grounds to object to going there. I do. I think that's more than enough. More than enough. He said, "May Allah have mercy on him." Yeah, Ali, and people even there's rumors that the Parkinson's thing, they felt that maybe he got somebody hit him with a needle or something like that. When all is said and done, Ali objected. He didn't want to go to Vietnam at the time. He just didn't think America was fair. You know, Ali also threw his medals. When Ali won his gold for the Olympics, he threw that stuff in the ocean. He said he didn't want to get a gold medal. He made a comment about the racism in the country, and he threw his gold medals off into the ocean because he didn't feel like that was a true representative of him. So one could make a statement. Ali, he was with the Nation of Islam. I think Malcolm X was his mentor. But let's go to this Muhammad Ali. Right here, Objector 1966. Muhammad Ali reclassified 1A for the Vietnam War draft, prompted him to declare himself a conscientious objector based on his Nation of Islam beliefs. He famously stated, "I ain't got no quarrel with the Viet Cong," citing religious prohibitions against unauthorized wars and racial injustice at home. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people, because blacks are always constantly asked to forget about that. They constantly say, forget about the George Floyds. They're constantly told, forget about the Tamir Rices, forget about the Brown. Well, I forgot about him. The guy Brown, I don't even know his last name. Forget about all of these black people who lose their lives under suspicious circumstances, and many people believe it's racially motivated. In fact, the guy who smothered George Floyd, he's doing what, 22, 23 years in prison, the cop. And you want black people to go to these foreign souls and dodge bullets over in Tehran in Iran when they're getting smothered to death in the streets of America? Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was assaulted. He was attacked. He was chased. He was hunted. Trayvon Martin, a young black kid, was hunted by a man who had a weapon on him. They gave him all his motivation, all his confidence. He was hunted. When he was attacked, he tried to defend himself. Unfortunately, he didn't have a weapon. He lost his life. And a society turned against him. Fox News, the typical suspects, the Fox Newsers, the Glenn Beckers, they turned against him. They turned against him, even though he was hunted. He was a child being hunted by a grown man, and the grown man had a weapon. And the grown man attacked him. He fought back. He fought back. He got the best of the man. The man had a weapon. He discharged his weapon. He was black. They let the man get out of it. And black people are going to have problems going over to these foreign shores and serving. And when the Fox News, the people who are championing this war, the Fox Newsers, the Ben Shapiro's, they was against black people. In fact, Ben Shapiro put out a podcast saying that we should let Derek Chauvin out. Ben Shapiro said, let Derek, he didn't care because he don't care. Ben Shapiro said, let Derek Chauvin go free. Ben Shapiro, anti-black. He's constantly on the other side. He don't want black people to be treated fair. Ben Shapiro, his racism, right? And you got Ben Shapiro, and now you got black bodies being sent over to fight for Israel. Ben Shapiro he's already said he serves Israel first. He's Israel first over America. Yet they'll send black bodies to these foreign shores to be deleted when these people are not necessarily their enemy. They are not necessarily their enemy. Like the stream, man. And the truth hurts there, brother. I'm sorry it bothers you so much. Muhammad Ali stood up for America at a time when many people wanted him to sit down and shut up and get told what to do and don't question what you're told to do. And Muhammad Ali took a different perspective. He exercised his rights as an American, which oftentimes they don't want blacks to do. He exercised his right and he won his case, and he didn't go to Vietnam. And he made his point that he didn't have a problem. He had no problem with the Viet Cong. He felt like the Viet Cong, they never did anything to his people. And he felt like he was in a country where they was doing things to his people. And when you take a look at the George Floyd, they smothered that man. They smothered that man. And Ben Shapiro saying, let this guy off. Ben Shapiro saying, just let him go. Are you nuts? You want to let a guy who did his fellow human like that, but he's white. And see, and now they want black people to go to Iran and fight. When Ben Shapiro's letting people who commit homicide against black people, he says, let them out. Let them out. And we seen that. We saw you, Donald Trump, at the Army game. What was that guy, Daniel Penny? What was the guy? I saw you, Donald Trump. You wanted to let the world know you took a picture You took a picture with the train, the guy who he choked the guy. I don't even know his name. Choked a guy on a train, and he was. They called him a Marine. They hailed him as a hero. Or, remember that? We watched that. There's a video. Jordan Neely was choked out. You can go see the video right now. You can see him fighting for his breath. He put a knee in his back and he choked that man to death. And when people question it, Trump made a bunch of excuses for the guy. And now we're at war now. Now we're at war. We're at war. Daniel Penny acquitted of New York City subway choke. Trump invited him to the Army game. They took pictures, him and JD. They took photos. They like family. They were like family. There's rumor Pete is taking black generals or brigadier generals. He's taking them off the promotion list. And you're asking black soldiers to go put their life on the line? Well, they still can conscientiously object. And like I said, they can just object. They can object to get out. They don't have to go to no Iran and go fight no mountain men and go fight no sheep herders. I wouldn't want to go over there and have to fight those guys living in a cave. They don't have to go over there and put their life on the line. And all this, I'm proud to be an American. When we're at war. But the bigot, he don't want to stand next to you when we're not at war. He wants to mock you and laugh at your death. He wants to watch you get choked to death. They choked that man to death. That's another black man we saw put to death. We had George Floyd. They put a knee. That man, there's a video of that man dying. A video of that. There's always a black man. You always see a black man some kind of way being handled, being shoved, being beaten. And the white supremacist tries to tell you they deserve it. And now they want to send black people over to Iran. And a lot of them are not going. A lot of them are not going. They're going to do just like Muhammad Ali. And you know what that does? That weakens the troops. So you can make a case that racism weakens the troop. You had Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro came out publicly and put on a podcast that he wants Derek Chauvin released. Now, don't you think that's inappropriate? That man took somebody's life. Oh, it wasn't because of him getting choked to death. It was fentanyl with no proof. No proof, just lies. And they wanted to push these lies. They wanted to push these lies. And now they're asking blacks to put on your packs, get your head in the game, and go over to Iran and fight for Israel when Ben Shapiro is advocating more carnage against black people. So it's a legitimate thing. Toxicology showed drugs and alcohol, and that don't mean so that choked them. That choked them. You guys tell so many lies. You know, let me tell you something. Do you really think your racism is going to convince me, bro. All you do is affirm everything. There you go. Goodbye. Goodbye. All you do is affirm everything I know. You just prove everything I know. You prove everything I know. You come on here, you say the most ridiculous things. You know, you must think you're talking to the Hodge twins or somebody. But then again, that's how they make their money. So they're going to agree with you. That man said there was drugs and alcohol in that system. What about it? That had nothing to do with the knee in his back. That had nothing to do. And it's always the Negro. They always try to get the Negro to accept this BS. Now, guess what? These people don't have to go over there. They don't have to go over there. I know you got a problem with that. They don't have to go over there. And Ali showed them the way. If you're active duty, you can go and just take a look at it. Go talk to a ship's counselor. Go talk to a doctor. Go talk to your commander. And you still have the rights. You don't have to go Trump. You don't have to let Trump send you into this meat grinder. And you black, so they don't want you to exercise your rights. You know the game. You already know. Come on, man. You know the game. You know this game. They don't want the black man to exercise his rights. They want him to be expendable. And now we're all Americans when they're putting knees in black people's backs. We just had the man on the train. He got choked to death. We had a man choked to death. Jordan Neely was choked in front of his whole family. A black man, a Michael Jackson impersonator, was choked to death. And Donald Trump brought the man, the suspect. He took him to the Army Navy game. They took pictures. They took pictures together. He was proud. And now we're in war. And he's sending those same black service people to Iran. A lot of them going to object to that. They're not going to go. They're not going to go. And it's your own fault. It's your own fault. You created it. You've sat back and listened to Fox News. You've gotten brainwashed. You've sat back and you listen to the Ben Shapiro's and the Tucker Carlson, and you're brainwashed. You're brainwashed. You're brainwashed. You don't think black people have fair and equal rights? Well, you finna find that out. They're going to object to this war. They're going to object to this war. And then what? Then what are you going to do? What you going to do then? Huh? Vietnam people, the Viet Cong are not my enemy. And that was a black man in the 60s talking like that. I don't have a problem with the Viet Cong. That's what he said. Them people over there ain't done nothing to me. They're not calling me racial slurs. They're not the ones calling me names. Oh, yeah, and then Trump just dodged it. Yeah, I got you. Bone spurs or whatever he said he got. They were saying nobody's ever served in Trump's family. But you can conscientiously object to going to war. You don't have to go over there. And my question, though, was Ali weak? What do you think? Was it weak for him to do that? Because some people, I talked to some black service people, they said it was weak. They just felt like he should have went ahead and went. They were like, why object? They felt that he was being used by the nation. They felt he was being used by the nation. There you go. He says it's not weak for him to not go. I don't blame him. Yeah. Yeah, if you object to it, man, you really don't even need to be over there anyhow. You need people over there that's 100% focused on that mission, 100% focused on supporting their fellow man. And that's the thing about it. Right now, we're finna see. Now you're going to see, to some degree, loyalty and cohesion. You're going to see people come together because they got to watch each other's back. They can't play the racial shell game that they play in America. They're going to have to watch each other's back. I just wish that same thing applied when they return back to America. And whether you like it or not, that's a good point. He's saying these enemies that black people are going over there to fight have never called them names. The Jordan Neely, they didn't choke out Jordan Neely. That was a white dude. The George Floyd put the knee in his back. That was Derek Chauvin. The Trayvon Martin, that was a white Hispanic. George Zimmerman. The white guy who shot Tamir Rice, a black kid playing in the park with a stick. He didn't even have a gun. He had a stick playing with his sister, and a white man shot him. And now you expect black people to go to Iran and fight? A lot of them are not going to go. And guess what? The person you need to blame is yourself. Get rid of your racism. Turn off Fox News. And maybe we can actually come together as a group. You said, I know. There you go. You're right. You're right. There you go. And look, hats off to Fox News. They've successfully managed to say when black people complain about racism some kind of way, that's a problem. How are you going to fix it if you don't complain about it? White supremacist, bro. Outlaw. I know you don't like it. I would say to you, man, exercise your racism and see black people as equals. And not just during this moment. You should at this moment. But after this, when this conflict is over, stop listening to Fox News. Stop listening to the Glenn Becks. Stop listening to the Ben Shapiro's, the Matt Walsh, the Laura Inc. Stop listening to these people. Exercise your racism, man. You're better than that, outlaw. I know you are. Let Ali, we shouldn't still be going through the same lessons. That was 1966. Muhammad Ali refused to go to Vietnam, 1966, and we're still having the same problems now. We're still having the same problems now. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? And we see that he's up to draft. Now, even on the draft, if you have a moral issue, you don't have to go to the war. You can object on the draft. Ben Shapiro ain't going, you know that. And my thing was, since he wants Derek Chauvin free, why don't they put him in your house? Why don't you put him in your house, Ben? Let him stay with you for about 6 months. But don't piss him off. Muhammad Ali, he changed America. And what you had was this black kid who was confident. He was smart. and he defied the stereotypes of blacks. And he was tough. It was mentally tough as well as physically tough. And he hung out with Malcolm X. And America didn't like that. They didn't want those types of Negroes. They said, we don't like Negroes. What did he just call me? He said socialist communist. You think so? That's what you call a smart Negro, a socialist communist? Isn't that something, man? You see how they just throw this stuff out? But they didn't want more of those Negroes coming around. They like the bojangling Negro. What's that Negro in Forrest Gump? That's what they want. Bubba. They like Bubba, the Bubba types. No, he was with Malcolm. Say he was with Elijah. He was with Malcolm. There's video of them together. And you know that's something. You know how hard it is to have a video camera in 66? Man, they must have been running you about 15 grand. I'm talking about the type of thing you can go to Walmart, a video camera. You probably get a video camera in Walmart, $300. That thing was going for about 15,000. I think Ali, yeah, I think they all had one. They all had one. But when all is said and done, why don't we solve the issues that create these problems, man? Everybody, Muhammad Ali, we should have been solved this race problem, man. You got George Floyd, they got a knee in his back, a white man. That man's in jail now. And you got people who say, let him go. Well, man, look, I'm going to tell you the truth. I wish he wouldn't have done it. Oh, well, George Floyd was just a low-life dude. Okay, well, let him be that. He's not bothering anybody. He just wandering around. Okay, send him to jail for the counterfeit bill. Okay, punish him. Punish him if he breaks the law, but don't put a knee in his back. Jordan Neely, oh, he's making trouble on the train. What, being a Michael Jackson impersonator? Yeah, that's when I see a Michael Jackson impersonator, I really get afraid. I go all the way around the other way. If I see a Michael Jackson impersonator, I'm going to go all the way to the other side of town. And the guy, if you look at it, he just held on to that guy. He could have let that guy live, man. He had subdued the man. He just held on to the man till the man stopped breathing. That's sick. And Trump proudly took pictures with him. And now there's a rumor, and I don't know if this is true, that Pete Hegseth, black people or whatever, he's not promoting him. So that's what I don't know. I hope that's not true. He says Floyd was a druggie. At the time, so what? He broke the law. No, hold up. Watch this right here. Look at this. Floyd was a druggie. He pointed a gun at a woman's stomach. Okay. Okay, he did. Okay. And he was punished for that. And being a druggie don't mean somebody can put you guys, bro, your racism. You just don't, it's thick. The fact that you would even say that's racist, brother. He was a druggie. That means what? I seen 2 of them this morning. That means I could take my knee and put it in their necks until they can't move anymore. I seen 2 of them. They asked me for some money. I told them I didn't have any money. And that's what you say. See, that's what you try to create with that. No, man, that ain't how we treat each other, right? But then again, you don't like the fact that a black man has rights. That's really what the problem is. So you discount it and say, well, he did something before, so therefore, and he's black. They don't see value. They don't see value. Yeah, you see them? Yeah. They don't see value in black people. That's why the George Floyd thing, They don't want nobody to be punished for what you did to George Floyd. He's a Negro. He doesn't count. And now we're at war. Are you going to say the same thing while we're at war? And what if this thing starts to really, really go one way? Are you going to be proud to say you're an American, but you don't like black people? You're going to be proud of that? You shouldn't be. I saw a bunch of blacks stomp an old man to death, and those people need to be placed in prison, the maximum. The maximum. He said, I don't care if he was black. You care he died of an OD. Why do you believe that? No, I'm serious. Why? How can you believe that? Yeah, I just don't see how you can seriously believe that. I don't see how you can believe that, brother. But I can see why you're frustrated though, because you do believe that. That's just you actually believe that, brother. Let me tell you what that's called. That's called racism. That was a lie. He had nothing. He died because of what the coroner said. That's not true. And now we got black members of the military who are going to object. And like you can object and not be reassigned to a non-combatant duty. You can object and be released. You get an honorable discharge, you're released. You can object and you're out. Yeah, I don't even know Shannon, Christian, and Christopher. I don't know who that is. Ali showed us the way. Perhaps this was a warning for the black community, but for the future. And Ali was found to be not guilty. I think, I don't know, did he get his title back? I don't know what they did. I have no idea what they did. I have no idea what they did. We need to be one, and we will be one. I still got faith in the troops. We will be one. But I hope people can think about the mistakes they're making. When you look at a Daniel Penny was choked. That man was they choked the life out that man on that subway. And people didn't care because he was black. You had the Trayvon Martin. You had the Mike Brown. That was Mike Brown. Here we go. Here we go. Mike Brown, you got Trayvon Martin, you got Tamir Rice, you got Daniel Penny, you got George Floyd, and now we're about to go to war. And there is a clause that from a moral standpoint, you can disagree with your deployment. You don't have to be reassigned. You can be. But also you can be discharged honorably. They cannot use it against you. They cannot try to harm you. You don't have to go and fight Trump's war if you disagree with it from a moral standpoint. And when you look at Ali, you can make the case of racial discrimination in America. And you can cite particular cases. Sandra Bland, you can cite these cases. And what's that? Breonna? I don't even know. I forgot her name. Breonna. She got shot. She got shot. And all of the bigotry and the Fox. Put Fox News down there. Put Fox News on your form. The racism that they engage in on a regular basis to try to poison the people against black people. You got people who don't want people to have rights. George Floyd was smothered, but because he had some type of criminal history, they think that black people need to give him a pass. Well, he had a criminal history, so it's okay to smother him. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Breonna Taylor, that's her name. Isn't it interesting how every person I named, the white supremacist, has an excuse? I could just sit here and name every person and the bigots in the chat box. They're going to give me one reason why it happened. Well, she got shot because he got shot because. Is it possible that the officer made a mistake? Is that under any circumstance? Is that possible? Is that possible? Is that possible? I know that's not possible, is it? He said racism's been in the military for years and years. Getting discharged is not that easy. Trust and believe. Oh, I never said, who said it was easy? Who said it was easy? I'm just simply saying we got to come together. We got boots on the ground now. We're over in Iran now. We're over there now. But I do believe that those troops, given the circumstance, under fire, needing to really watch each other's backs, they will come together. I just wish the American people was this way instead of this divided we are. Like I just said, Mike Brown, they'll tell me he did it. Tamir Rice, it's his fault. Breonna Taylor, it's her fault. Trayvon Martin, it's his fault. Isn't that, don't you think that's it? Daniel Penny, it's his fault. He got choked. He got the life choked out of him. It's his fault. Some kind of way, it's always their fault. Muhammad Ali, they don't like Muhammad Ali. Fox News don't like Ali. Muhammad Ali, he stood up to it. Muhammad Ali stood up to the bigotry. He stood up to the racism, and he was a positive. He was a positive inspiration for black people at that time. At that time, he gave them the motivation that they needed to know that they can make it. Not being afraid of being smart, not being afraid of being strong. The Bojangle Negro, which is what they wanted blacks to be, he pretty much, it was ended once Ali came around. Ali and Malcolm X, they pretty much ended the old dancing, bojangling Negro that was afraid of his own shadow and worshiped the white man. Now they've created them now. You know, you can figure it out. You can figure out who they are. They've created them now. Mike Brown did not assault a cop. That man grabbed Mike. He said, as a former soldier and a black man, I took an oath to submit to our commander-in-chief. I don't think the war is right. Okay. But I took an oath, not an oath if I disagree. What if you don't agree with, from a moral standpoint? What if you don't believe that you should be over there ending the lives of Iranians when you got police ending the lives of Negroes and the Daniel, what's the guy, Jordan Neely? What was his name? Daniel Penny and George. Yeah, you got Daniel. You got. Let me look this thing up. Hold on. Jordan Neely. You got Jordan Neely being paraded around. I'm looking at Google right now. Jordan Neely is right there with Trump. Trump's proud of him. Trump is proud of him. He ended the life of a Michael Jackson impersonator. He ended the man's life. And this is the man that you want to go overseas and fight? This what you want to do? Ali never took an oath. Well, he didn't. You're right. But you can object on grounds of if you get drafted and you don't. When he used the Nation of Islam, he felt the Nation of Islam that was an unjust war. He also didn't have a problem with the Viet Cong. He didn't look at it like that. He disagreed with it. And that option exists for any service person. If you disagree, if you look at the war, you look at Trump, you look at the climate of America, you need to talk to your counselors. You need to talk to the people. Perhaps there's someone you trust. You need to do this. Communicate your desire to object to being in that place. And be careful. I agree with him. A lot of racism in there. Be careful. There might be some backlash. Be careful. But at least make it be known by enough people those were your wishes. That way, if you wind up getting deleted or something, they'll have an idea of what was going on. You can become a conscientious objector after you join. It says that right there in black and white. Wow. Wow. I hope that's not true. Somebody posted some stuff in the chat box. I hope that's not true. But what my question though is, do you think Ali was weak though? Do you think that was weak? Do you think he should have just went in and served? Do you think he should have just went in and served his country, did his 2 years? Didn't Elvis do? Elvis did some time, didn't it? Elvis went to war. Or he went, yeah, he was in the army or something. Talking to 2 people, they were telling me that it was, what Ali did was weak. I'm gonna put the join link in the chat. If you think Ali was weak, or you don't, you think he did the right thing, that's our question. Now, we know the people can do it. We know the people can do it, right? Was Ali weak though? I'm just saying, when you look at if a person told you, I got out of the war because I objected, do you look at him as weak? I objected to the from a moral standpoint or whatever. Even this war, they from the standpoint they don't look at Trump and all that and they object. Do you think that that's weak, or you just got to go ahead and just fight, take your chances? If you lose your life, your kids, they'll give your kids some money, but you're gonna stay over there and fight to the death. Those mountain people, those lambs and goats, you're gonna fight those sheep herders. Refusing to be drafted made Ali the greatest. A lot of people, especially for black people, a lot of black people were motivated by Ali. You had rarely seen a black man stand. He stood up to America. You rarely saw a black man basically take the position of a full man. Most of the, unfortunately, a lot of the blacks were bent over. The way that, the way Fox News, the way they got them now, the Negroes who go down there and listen to Fox News, the way they have them bent, they use them, and all them Negroes, none of them Negroes got elected. All those black conservatives, they tried to run, all of them lost. America's done with them. That's what they just don't know it yet. They're pretty much done with the Bojangling Negro, Mr. Bojangles. America's pretty much done with that type of Negro. What's up with you, Tabor?
Man, I'm outside with you, man. I just woke up. Well, I dozed off from a load I just dropped, bro. But I'm good, bro. How about yourself?
I'm straight.
Man, I see what you talking about. I probably got in maybe like 4, 5 minutes ago, bro. Hey, man, this is a serious conversation when it comes to Ali, and the reason why I said I don't care what's your race, your creed, your religion, where your moral stance is, how you feel about your ethics. That man had every right to do what he did, especially since he was. If you look at the time space, it was back when things was going on. It was closer to right? Another situation. And it's just like it didn't matter that he looked the way he looked or other cats that went and fought, they all came back to the same exact situation. Y'all had to fight
Yeah,
for
but a
the
lot of
benefit.
people, a lot of
Go ahead.
people look at that as weak, though, Tabor.
Hey man, no matter what, somebody gonna always be weak in America. And for the most part, that's there's more people at the bottom that look like people at the top that would be considered weak if in that sense, right? As far as the opportunities that everybody's got.
Yeah, but a lot of people said he just should have went over there, fought, uh, and if he died, they would have gave his family some money. When he came back, he could have went back into boxing.
Yeah, and for the what's weird about that is that it would have been easier for that family to get money if he passed over him coming back after he fought and getting what he deserved. Everybody, people go always talk, man. This is why you just gotta move around from people that just are a certain way. And he was right though. And anybody else that was able to get out of it, I don't care about your race. If you was able to get out of it, it's just like if you was losing and at the bottom, like yo, people didn't benefit from where you at, but you gotta feed into this machine that you ain't benefiting from. And it's probably your mindset at this point when you
Yeah,
a certain age.
she says, or who is that? I'm trying to see. Well, I can't even see the name. Adi says, Khalifa, if we can't eat together, I'm definitely not going to war for you. I don't think that's weak. I get what you were saying. You're right. It was
Yeah.
they didn't share this. They couldn't even eat. They was dealing with Jim Crow laws, and then they wanted to send the Negro over to Vietnam, even though he was not even a full citizen. So, but the funny thing about it, though, Tabor, we haven't really made a lot of progress. The Negro is still pretty much seen as expendable.
As we should be. because that's what the way we was when we came in the game over here, or the ones that was already here. Because I believe we was already hello.
I'm right here.
Oh my bad. I believe some of us was already here. Nobody in my family have any African ties. My grandma never showed any of that. I mean, my mama spoke about her grandma, her great grandma cooking tamales, right? So there's more Spanish in our family, right? And then my grandma is like the white side, but that's neither here or there. The reason why I say that because she right. Like we had to fight for basic rights where we lived at, and to go over and say you full game on somebody else's land is crazy. That the logic makes no sense.
Do you think black people who say the Iranians don't call me the N word, the Iranians don't choke citizens, in their throat, put their knees in their throat till they can't move, they would have a legitimate case against
I, I
going to this war?
I would have to say go live over there and see how they treat you. Then let me know how you feel. Go live over there. Go see if your rights are better. Go see if your opportunities are better. Then come back and have a conversation. We already having that conversation online, or people having that conversation online about Africa, and you look like them. So what make you think you go somewhere else and it's gonna be a better situation?
Um,
But no, I don't. I don't think that. I think they're just talking. I think most people just look for an opportunity to say things are better, but don't know if they're actually better.
you don't think things are better? I mean, you. Why do they have to go and live in Iran? They're
So
American citizens. How come they just can't live free and get the same rights afforded to all people? How come they can't get that?
because the past laws on this very land they live on don't say that. So for you to say that they wouldn't treat you a certain way if you ain't lived over there, how can you really say that? You never had the Iranian black experience.
I can show
Uh,
you when they let what was it, the Ayatollah or whatever. Let me see. I don't know whoever was in charge of Iran. I just go right here. Released black hostages. Here we go. Right here. Right there. It says in 1979, 13 black and female American hostages were released November 17th to the 20th, shortly after embassy seizure. Ayatollah ordered their release as a gesture of solidarity with oppressed, marginalized groups, believing they were not involved in the espionage, unlike the remaining 52 hostages. So he let 13, 1979, they let 13 black men and female let them go early because he said he understood what they had to deal with in America. Now that's him over there. And that was 1979. He said, "Hey, I know what you got to deal with, so you can go." He held on to the other 52. Uh,
why did he live held on to the why did he
He
hold
felt
on
like
to
they
the
were a part of espionage. He felt like they were spying on Iranians.
oh so there was only 13 blacks.
Out of the yeah, so it must have been 62 people there, whatever. So they left. He held on to 52, 65. He held on to 52, I guess, non-blacks, and he let go 13 black Americans.
I guess it's a great gesture, but at the end of the day, it wasn't like they offered them free citizenship and some land.
You won't land in Iran?
I won't land anywhere.
Well, I'm sure you
I'm
might be
just
able to
saying.
get that. You know what? You might be able to get you a couple of acres over there.
I mean, it was only because if you know, it's like, why would you know somebody ran out of burning building into a paddy wagon and then you send them back into the burning building? And people will see it as gesture. And you talking 13. We got millions.
Well, he only captured 13.
But which is fine. I mean, this is I would guess would be the symbolism.
Well, but you wanted to know how a black American would get treated over there. You just saw it. And
I
that
mean,
was what. in 1980.
80.
Yeah,
That's a long time
almost
away.
almost almost 50 years ago, a black man was freed from the Ayatollah from Iran, and you want these black people to go over and fight them for Israel. I mean, that's gonna. I'm telling you, man, that's gonna be a lot of problems with that. It's not that they won't fight; they'll fight anywhere, anytime. But it's the conditions.
Yeah, I don't I the way I see it, man, I mean, it's one of them things like which would may sound crazy, right? So if you rocking with the Democrats, right, and this is only putting it on some type of level. If you rocking with the Democrats, stay in power, you should go fight for the Democrats. If there's Republicans in power, then go fight for the Republicans. But if you've been
Where are
on
you
this,
getting? Where are you getting that from?
because people, for the most part, people go fight for the country overall because they love the country, no matter how they getting done. I mean, they got poor whites and they got poor blacks over there, right? And because I believe most people go to the military for resources to come home to something. If it ain't the medical, it's the land that they land grants or the military benefits just overall. So if there's people that have a political view, if the Democrats are in office and you like the Democrats and you rocking with what they say and you put them in office, go fight. That makes
It
sense to
don't
you?
work that way. No, it makes no sense. We're one country.
I know it don't work that way,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying as far as like why would you go fight and you back home you losing?
Well, there you go. So that's what I mean. That's the dilemma that blacks have to endure, right?
Exactly. But if during that time, let's say back in the day, I mean this war, I guess it's a Republican war, right? So if you Republican, send the Republicans first.
It don't work that we one
I
country. I know what the president is teaching people. This is one country. It's not a Republican or a Democratic country. It's
I,
never been that way.
I know I get that. But in my perspective, I'm saying that if there's a Republican in office, right, as the president, right, then whoever put him in power and whoever voted for him should go fight for him first. It don't matter what your race is. Go fight for him. I know it don't work like that. But if a Democrat was in office right now, right, and we went to war, go fight for the Democrat. Go fight for the person you put in power. You believe what everything he said. So you should be fighting for him first. That's front line.
Hmm.
But then if you talked about just overall, let's say blacks, right? Something that I am, man, we already know how it's gonna be for when you get home. Even if you made certain, let's say, if you made certain connections with people, right? And you have a great plan to help yourself like get ahead in life and you can help the military out. I don't matter what product it is, right? They would overlook your contract. We know that. That's why the saying that it is, there's a saying that like we gotta work like 10 times or at least 2 times harder than anybody else, no matter where we go.
Well, what about the people who say it's weak that a boxer or a guy like Ali won't go to Vietnam? They're sending black kids to Vietnam. They're sending black troops to. That was like the most black troops ever. Vietnam. Yet Ali is not going. But
I mean,
I'm saying that they're saying that he should have went. It's one thing if no black people were going. They're saying he should have went because black people were there.
of course they gonna feel like, and so I'm not with it. I'm all for what Ali did, and we know like somebody I think Trump got out of it too, right? Or one of the Bushes
Yeah.
or something like that.
Mhm.
They got out of it too, right? So, and for the most part, Ali was a staple in America. He was help feeding the machine. So
Mhm.
the people that was talking was people that had no talent. We don't even know who y'all are.
Y'all just talking. It was the internet back then. A whole bunch of people said some things, right? And did nothing. Was sitting here comfortable at home. Wouldn't fight, was just but let everybody else fight. Didn't send no money, didn't support nobody. You just talking.
Look, Muhammad Ali in '66, he fought, he won. Supreme Court said he has every right to claim that his faith, he was a nation of Islam. He set a standard in America that nobody, I mean, it's almost unimaginable. This was a day, like you said, this was a time when he couldn't even have dinner, at a lunch counter because of his race.
Yeah.
And here he is, you want to send him off to Vietnam, and he just disagreed with it. And he said the Viet Cong wasn't calling him racial slurs. And now we you dial 46 years later. Well, no, way farther than that. Over 50 years later, we're having the same problems, the same conversation. Now, many people say what Ali did was weak. And it's because they served their country. They went and they served. They understood why he did it, but they said he still should have done it.
Of course they feel
Um,
like that. They want everything out of you. They'll take everything and give you nothing. And that's people in y'all lives. Y'all know people that will take everything from you and give you nothing. And they cool with that. Especially when you have nothing to offer. The man, I can say at least the man was inspirational to not just blacks, because we all know there was a couple white, not a couple, but there was more than a handful of other races that was rocking with Ali based on his talent alone. But the fact that I
they
can't
saying, no,
sit
no,
in the
they
go ahead.
saying that Ali got duped by the black man's version of the KKK, the Nation of Islam.
I mean,
You
they
agree with that?
always do. I mean, it's possible. That's why
Yeah, I don't,
everything
I
else
don't,
got
I
shut
don't,
down.
I don't think that's a equivalent.
I
I
mean,
don't think.
I should
When's the last time you heard the nation pulling people out of their homes, burning crosses in yards? You ever heard of that?
never.
Well, how's he? He's comparing that to the Klan. It's not even close to being the same.
Man, I mean, you know how people do, man. They'll say whatever online, right? It don't even have to make sense. If people put out compelling videos that be straight lies, and YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they let it fly.
Well, they do a lot of lying. I agree with you on that. They do that a lot. Ali, I don't know, man. He was a strong guy. He was a damn good boxer. People say that he was never the same after Vietnam. I think he had. Didn't he go fight over in Africa or something?
Yeah, I think
And
yeah, the movie was about that. Like the main, what do you call it? The movie.
and this is what we have right here, man. We got conscientious objectors popping up all over the place. You're going to go to Iran, and they're fighting for Israel, and they're saying that the Iranian people, we see the Ayatollah let go 13 black hostages. He kept 52 white hostages back in 1979. He released the black hostages, and now you want people to go over to Iran and fight the people who let go 13 hostages. And we know you had Daniel Penny, Jordan Neely, a man was choked to death. A man was choked to death on the subway. We saw it. It was disgusting. He was a Michael Jackson impersonator. We got the George Floyd.
Man, I
He
didn't
was
even know that.
he put a knee in the man's neck until the man couldn't move. And Ben Shapiro said, let him out of jail. Mike Brown lost his life. Tamir Rice, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland.
Man, the kids, bro. I mean, Platt, listen, man. When it comes to the kids, the non-compassionate, empathetic, sympathetic people that said that about a kid, bro. Like,
Mhm.
imagine if that's your kid. It's like you would see what's going on in video in 4K, and you would let the person get off. Whole time you want compassion for your kids that go into a school and do something crazy.
Well,
But
okay.
this,
Well, that's. I mean, I haven't
I'm just
seen that one. I haven't seen that one, but
what
I
that
haven't
they
seen the fathers or mother of a school. Someone does something and they want their kid to be let off. I mean, or given a break. I haven't seen that.
I mean, the time is the time. We not talking about most of these kids going for life, but I know a little
I got.
kid in the hood would go for life, and he a
Mhm.
kid. His
He said,
circumstances are his circumstances.
he said to be a conscientious objector, you have to make the argument when entering the military, you can, or when being nope, or being drafted. Okay, you can do it when you get drafted, but if you are active duty, you can still claim it. Yes, you can, and that's the misinformation out here. Yes, you can. You can become a conscientious objector after if you've been in. You could be in 5 years. Go and look. Like I said, I want the people who are going to do this. Go talk to the right people. Don't just do it on your own. Go talk to people. Sit down. Make sure this is what you want to do. This is serious. But
Man,
you
these
have grounds. You have grounds. You have legitimate grounds.
some of these cats coming fresh out of high school, their life has been horrible, right? They got somebody come in and promise them a better situation, and they willing to do anything to get up out their situation, even die,
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense.
Yeah, let me speak on this, and I hate to say this to you. The USA, Israel, and Argentina voted against reparations, but they want our blood spilled on the battlefield. I got you on that golden match, but golden match, what you got to understand on that, um, you still got the Supreme Court, and I don't think you guys understand that. You got the Supreme Court. Clarence Thomas, you better wait till Clarence gets off that court. There is no way Clarence Thomas would give black people reparations. He's gonna say it violates, goes against the Constitution. He's gonna say it's unconstitutional. I don't care how far you move it. He'll never, in his court, that Supreme Court will never co-sign America giving $3 trillion to blacks. They're not gonna. Good luck, though, man. I got you, man. Good luck. I don't know. I guess if you don't follow the steps, then it's easier to believe you'll get it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you hope for it.
Israel, yeah, USA voted against Israel, Argentina. Yeah, they're going to vote against it.
I seen that, and the crazy part is that without slavery happening, America wouldn't be the superpower that it is. There's no way.
Mhm.
Free labor will build up your economy so fast. Look at China. They doing it in real time right now. And it ain't free. I mean, they getting crumbs, but what they get a month, we would be in a shelter somewhere out here getting that a month.
He said Jews got reparations. They do. They got
They
them,
did.
and they're going to get them this time around too. Once this war is over, they're going to get more of them.
Oh yeah, they
They're
gonna
going to
go
take.
and rebuild, and the military gonna have to help, and every race gonna be out there helping. And while they out there helping, building up their land, some of y'all, whatever race is out there building up, they won't come back home and build up for you. So you ain't gonna get the benefits they about to get. And some of y'all work hard, y'all every day, y'all try to live right, do right by your kids, and it's just stressful, and everything is working against you. Everything goes up from the food to the rent, but your pay stays where it stays. Like, come on, man. Y'all can argue about reparations all day long and what we don't deserve and telling us to move out of America. But fam, we have no tie. Most Americans, black Americans have no ties nowhere else. Besides you telling us we look like Africans. Well, most people look like Europeans or Irish or Spanish. Y'all can got a place to go. We don't, bro. We have no place to go.
Well, I don't think they care though. To be honest with you,
Of course they
I
don't,
think
because
they
it's
just
just an
want
argument,
they want the Negroes out. That's period. They don't care where you go.
and they want
Just
us to
leave.
work for free.
Well, they've already gotten that. They've gotten the free labor.
Yeah, it's already happened. That's why America is what it is. That's why anybody around the world could come here and make it anywhere, come to America and mess around and just blow up. Especially if they cool in the black community, black people just gonna push them. Be like, yeah, he invited to the cookout, she invited to the cookout. I rock with this. And it's just like you don't know what they talking about at their dinner tables, but you accepting everybody. Yeah, free labor in the jails. You know what I'm saying? So it all comes back. All the things, you know what I see a lot of, Plat? Like I'm in South Dakota. South Dakota, North Dakota, New Mexico, I think it is, Arizona. They have like the drug, like you know how the crack hit the 80s and they were locking people up. Well, out here, well, I'm in South Dakota right now. Out here, they got signs to where it's like if you addicted to something, there's help for you. Like
Okay.
there wasn't no help for black people back in the day. They got locked up. On top of that, and then there was a dude a few years back. He got released for having like a large amount of like marijuana. And on top of that, what they do, they legalized it. Right, and he didn't get out because they legalized it. He got out because something went wrong with his case, or they proved something. It'd be crazy out here. So just like no matter
Yeah, well,
what rate,
we
go ahead.
don't, we don't support criminal activity. So, I mean, I don't know what happened, but, you know, I mean, look, Ali, the example he set, man, I was having a conversation today, man, and they said Ali, two guys, they were retired military, and they said he was weak because he wouldn't go to Vietnam. And I brought up the whole racial angle, and they didn't care. They didn't care. They said he was weak because he wouldn't go fight. And one guy said he used to be a fan back then, and he lost. He said he got rid of. He said he didn't follow him no more. He didn't. He lost all respect out of him. And then one guy even suggested the Nation of Islam was Malcolm was just using him. Which, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
There's a
I
there's
don't know. Yeah, I don't
there,
know. And I was hoping one of these guys in here who they want, these MAGA people will not join this stream. They sit in the chat and they make stupid comments, but they're afraid to join the stream. I want to hear a MAGA guy. I haven't talked to a MAGA person. What was their opinion about Muhammad Ali? Did they agree with him not going in? Do they also suspect that the whole Parkinson may have been America's revenge, some kind of way, getting back at him? Because he got it real soon, man. Just like Johnny Cochran, out of nowhere. You know what I mean? These people just like that.
yeah, man. There was a person that I mean, just listen at the chat, bro. It's like what they're on. You know what type of people you can't rock with, and for the most part, the people that's on the list that came out that were your heroes and that you rock with, they're all on the list, and they should be brought up on criminal charges. But you rock with them, even though the kids that was a part of it look like yours. And I'm pretty sure you would want them to get something out of it, but nonetheless you would like free labor because it just works for you, even though you wouldn't want to work for free.
What if your friend who went into service 4 years ago, you're walking home today and you see him and he tell you, yeah, I'm home, man. And you said, man, I thought you was gonna do the 20. He said, or whatever, 30. He said, well, I got out, man, because of this war, the Trump's war. It took me a couple of months, but I fought it and they let me out because I objected to Trump's war. What would you think of him?
He a op. He's free labor out here. He about to be snitching on folks.
Wow, that's how you would look at him because he got out. You wouldn't trust
Absolutely.
him.
Absolutely. In these times, absolutely.
You think you look at it the same as snitching? Somebody claiming conscientious objector. That's that's the equivalent to you.
No, I just believe that they're gonna weaponize who they can and put them back where they can to get more people.
Yeah, that's wild, ain't it? That,
I'm
yeah,
telling
it's
you, but
wild, man.
I look at things different, bro. Because I can walk around with some blinders on and acting like the country that I don't live in, that I contribute to based on transportation. I just delivered some seeds today. I had 3 drops, all in South Dakota. They're going to be planting soon. We talking, I would say millions of seeds based on the containers I was holding. You understand what I'm saying? I contribute. But nonetheless, man, people be out here acting like things ain't going on. And I guess that works for you until it don't work for you.
Well, I don't know, man. That's why I said I put this question up. Ali, he stood up to America and refused to go to Vietnam. We know Trump didn't go to Vietnam. And Ali became an overnight hero to the black community.
Really, I don't even see him as an overnight hero because he was already a hero. He just doubled down on who he was. He went against the biggest bullies in the world and won. Ain't too many people can say that as a fighter. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far as doubling down, like, he a fighter. He fought people with his fists, but then he was able to fight people with his mind, his intellect. Man, people don't like that, man. They want to see you at the bottom. They cool when you at the bottom until you say something. Like, no, you can't treat me like that. Nah, we seen what's been going on. Yeah, I'm telling you, Black, that's why I stay away from people, man. Because they want the best out of you, but will give you the least. And then it's like the reciprocation will never be there. Because they don't rock with you like that. And I'm sure that even though he fought in court, bro, there was so many people that was running and hiding and didn't fight at all and just escaped it like that.
Well, Malcolm and Muhammad were a force to reckon with. And
They had to go.
what'd you say?
I said they had to go. Oh, you said it was a force to be reckoned with. My bad.
Yeah. The mentorship that Malcolm gave Ali, and it helped him fight not to go to Vietnam. See, and this is the whole point. If you're a black person and you have objections, don't go.
Don't go.
Don't go to Iran. If you don't want to go to Iran and fight for Israel, don't go.
Life lesson: don't fight for nobody who wouldn't fight for you. That sounds crazy.
Mm-hmm. And the white supremacists. See, I'm gonna tell you something. Be careful. The white supremacists are gonna get mad because the Negro ain't supposed to be exercising his rights
At all. They want us to be docile.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the Negro at the Forrest Gump, the Bubba dude? You remember the Bubba?
Man, great movie. Why they had to portray us like that?
Well,
Great movie.
That's how they perceive black people. They don't like the Malcolm X Ali types. They like the Bubba types.
Yeah, I already know, man. I already know the people that will fold. That's how they rocking. I'm cool with it. Again, I understand. I see it. That's why, for the most part, when I'm doing what I'm doing, I just keep my head down. And by the time people realize what I'm doing, I pop up, and then I'm gone. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man, because certain conversations you just can't have with people.
Nah, man, sad, man. Well, if you wanted to know what we're gonna do when we went to war, well, we got boots on the ground in Iran right now. I'm sure they'll update us on the status, but they're trying to take that island right now.
Yeah,
And
I mean, and I'm rocking with it.
we're gonna have to sit back and find out just exactly how that goes. But even as we speak, a lot of people going to object to go over there to fight, and he didn't start it, but he paved the way. Ali paved the way for a lot of blacks. If you want to get an opportunity, if you feel like it's time for you to come home, you still have the rights. You can do what Ali did.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's gonna be a level of consequences. And anybody that's in the chat and y'all feel like y'all going against what we talking about right now, I mean that's cool, right? Just keep in mind, if the draft does happen and they double down on it, it's gonna be your nieces, nephews, sons, daughters, brothers, sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care what you look like. And when they come back and they gotta fight for an arm, a leg, resources, they mental state, they take themselves out. I mean, have at it, bro. You know, you want to be
Well,
so right. You ain't fighting for nothing but your words online. And even then, you can't even stand up because the chat open. I mean, not the chat, the link there.
oh yeah, they're not gonna they're not gonna do it. They only want to go to an echo chamber where they're told what it's a Fox News. This is a Fox News crowd. These are a
Yeah.
bunch of Fox News listening MAGA crowd, and they don't want to deal with facts. Just like when they send those bodies back, they're not going to want to deal with that body count. I'm certainly going to keep up with that. Unfortunately, we're going to be getting a lot of them. We hope not, but they're coming.
And
They're
it's gonna be
coming.
a, and it's
And,
gonna
and
be a go ahead, my bad.
no, and the problem you have with Muhammad Ali is Salam said he didn't go. The problem you had with Ali was the motivation and inspiration he was to so many people at that time.
Even
Uh,
to
that,
this day.
yeah, he was willing to lose his title. He was willing to be mocked. He was willing to be called a traitor. He was willing to be lied on, and he fought. It took him 3 years, and the Supreme Court said unconstitutional to do that to him. He done none of that. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't. He did the right. He stood on his American rights.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He to this day, I mean, you bringing him up, but you know, he's still a black hero in real time. In real time, he's still a black hero. He gonna be talked about as long as the planet, you know what I'm saying, is here. As long as history goes on, he gonna be one of the greats. And you can never take that from him. Michael
No,
Jackson the same. Go ahead, my bad.
no, they was trying to say he was weak. Isn't that something? A black man objects to the war, he's weak. White man objects to the war, he's exercising his rights.
That's what I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all gotta be realistic about what's going on. Be realistic. And I'm all whatever Trump got going on, and he taking the island and he want to fight this war, I'm all for it. Let me be clear about that. I'm all for it. I'm all for whatever America got going on. I'm here. I'm all for it. I'm a citizen, so I support that. But all the extra, the back end, and how we gotta fight to be equal. That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's how people is, man.
Somebody in the chat said, "Don't join the military." Yeah. Um.
My daddy told me that at 18, man.
What if you want to? What if you look? What happened? Where's the next Ali though? There's no such thing as an Ali right now.
Nah.
He don't even exist, right? No Malcolm X. None of these people even exist. To some degree, no. To some degree, the white supremacist has won. He's got sort of a victory, and he doesn't really have to worry about Negroes like wide scale. It's going to be a couple of defections, but wide scale, he's brainwashed enough Negroes that they're going to go over there and they're going to die for Israel.
Bro, to be honest with you, man, it ain't even about him brainwashing, bro. And the reason why I'm saying he ain't brainwashed, remember the other day when we was talking about Leonard, and I wanted to ask that. Well, you're not gonna remember, bro. But the question I wanted to ask Leonard's son was, if your dad had something together for you that you could have just entered and did, would you have done that to make money instead? That was like kind of the question. But like Leonard was so proud to send his kids off to war,
Mhm.
and they came home messed up.
I got you.
So
Go ahead, Jason.
my bad.
Yeah, it took me a minute to get in. I was one of the guys in the chat.
Okay.
I'm retired military too as well, and
What you think? What you
I've
think of Ali?
never heard
What you think of
anyone.
What you
Go
think of
ahead.
Muhammad Ali?
So my perspective might be different from yours. It might be different from anyone
Hold up,
else's.
hold up. It can be. It certainly
It can be.
We
It
just want
can
to hear
be.
your
That's we
we want to
human.
hear your opinion, man. Your
So
opinion
Muhammad
matters
Ali,
here.
yeah, Muhammad Ali, his purpose was bigger than that of us in this country. You know, his purpose was worldwide. And to prove that, like, look at that man's funeral. Every rabbi or every religious person from every religion across the whole entire planet spoke at that man's funeral.
I didn't know that.
His purpose was to bring people together, not just our people, but all people together. Because at the end of the day, we all wake up and breathe the same air. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. You know, we get cut, everybody bleeds red. We are people. The one thing that, you know, even though there's individualism throughout time, and I'll get to that, we forget that there's only one race. It's the human race. You know what I mean? Are there evil people in the human race? Absolutely. I get it. There's evil people everywhere. You know what I mean?
So
What
wait a
he
minute, so
did at home for
you don't think
what's
there's
that?
racism is prevalent in America?
Absolutely, it is. And like I've started to make a point in there, and I was saying that you know, someone said that, like, why should we stand up for America, or why should we be here for America? My teachers and my history and my background of searching this information out is that this was originally our land anyway. You know, they even said it on TV. This new administration said it. It's like that. Memphis, Tennessee is the capital of the original Moroccan Empire. And if you want to change something, you get all the people in the world to come in and destroy that area. And where our American history, what they told us in the fake books that they gave us in school and everything like that, is that, well, this country was divided up between many different countries. Why were those countries here anyway? Why were all those countries here? And none of them was from this part of the land. None of them was from this part of the ocean. So then you bring in the slave trade and you try to dilute that original Moroccan Empire. Because if you look at the Indians, they don't look any different from Mexicans. That was the Spanish coming through here doing that. That was the Spanish. This is our original land. The laws right now, if you go to the U.S. laws right now, the Moorish people, which are the original sovereign citizens, are not held to the same laws that we are, because we signed that contract.
Nah, come on, bro.
Look it up. Look it up.
But bro, that ain't gonna work, bro. You're gonna get locked up.
You say I'm saying too much?
No, you sound like with that sovereign citizen.
No. Actually,
don't do that, man.
No, I didn't say sovereign citizen.
Don't go down there telling people you don't go down there talking about you're a Moor. I'm a Moor. Can you get out the car, sir? I'm a Moor. I don't do.
No, you don't do it that way. There's still a process to everything. No, this ain't none of that crazy shit you see on, like, you, excuse my language, but then that crazy stuff you see on YouTube and those people doing stuff like that. But there are laws established for that. You know what I mean? And that's laws, that's true. There's people who abuse that. Just like those dudes that be going up to the government buildings talking about, I'm a First Amendment guy. That's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Because all they're going to do is just change that and strip that from us. But we have to understand who we are as people. You know what I mean? Yes, Muhammad Ali was a great man. It was his choice. He didn't want to fight. That's his damn choice. I went into the military. I went to the military.
I know. You don't have no opinion.
No, I think that he is great for what he did. He is great because he stood up to an issue at the time that he thought was an issue. And that should be looked at. And it was inspirational, not only to our people, but to every other culture in this world. And I retired from the Marine Corps. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that. You know what I mean? It's what he meant. And when you leave this country, You know what I mean? And not like these tourist destination spots everybody be showing on Instagram and all other crazy stuff. The real world, when you get out in the real world, and I've traveled this world, you see things in a different light. Like with me, people say, oh, well, you don't vote Democrat, then you must be a MAGA guy. No. There are things that I like that some Republicans do. There's things that I like that some Democrats do. You know what I mean? But I am smart enough to understand that none of them have my interests in hand.
Okay.
None of them have your interests in hand.
Okay.
None of them, no matter what side you're on,
But
it's
as
all one big
a
game.
retired Marine, if I'm standing next to you,
Mhm.
and I'm I joined 4 years ago. I joined, and you see me, same neighborhood, and I'm walking down the street, and you see me. You want to know, hey, you down here? You on leave? And I tell you, nah, man, I objected to this Iranian war, and I went through it took me 3 months, but they let me out. I'm out now.
Okay.
You're not gonna look at me from a perspective that he's weak. Like, man,
No, everyone's not built like that. No, everyone's not built like that. Everyone's not built. I'm not going to look at you any different. Everyone's not built like that until you've seen the smoke, the haze, the confusion of an actual battle in a war. Like, you know what I mean? You will understand that when somebody say, hey, you know something, before I even experience this, I don't want that. Me seeing all of that and being through all that, I'm fine with that. I understand that's not your cup of tea. That's not your cup of tea.
You're not very gung-ho though. Like when you served, which is amazing because you're a Marine. Yeah, you're giving me a perspective. I didn't even, man, I can imagine what you're saying, I mean, I hope you're telling me the truth, but
well, anybody can,
Marines, that's a big deal to them. They don't respect people who, if you weak or you back down, they're not going to respect you.
Well, that's a stereotype, right? That's like saying all black people like chicken. Okay. That's a stereotype.
I'm rocking with it. I'm here for it.
So, like, you really can't say that. Like, if you, yes, most Marines are gun ho. Like, you know what I mean? And most Marines seen a lot of shit. You know what I mean? But there's people who've seen other shit. People who've been around and did other things. You know what I mean? For this government, within this government. Yes, it is batshit crazy right now. Like, you know what I mean? But what if I tell you this from a guy, and if anybody, other veterans on here, and I can't see the chat anymore, but if you served in Iraq or Afghanistan, you guys know why this is necessary. You know what they were doing to us over there. So people who wasn't there, they understand that, say, oh, well, this person died in the roadside bombing. This person died in the IED. Did you know Iran was making that shit?
Making the IEDs?
In Iraq, they were fucking us up. That's who. It wasn't the Iraqi people. It was the Iranian people the entire time.
No, the language though. I'm just saying. I follow you, man. Now you said that Iranians, did they target blacks or they target Americans?
That's the biggest thing that gets me, because being in other countries, only here in America, we see each other different. Outside of here, they don't see us as black and white.
Well, how come
they see us as spoiled?
The Ayatollah let 13 black hostages go, and he kept 52 white hostages. He said that the blacks, he understood they were oppressed people, and he felt that they were not spies, and he didn't feel like they were responsible. But he held on. I don't even, to be honest, because I don't even know how they came home.
And he did that. He did that on the world stage, on the world news, right?
Okay.
Again, using us as propaganda. Using us as propaganda because they know we are emotional. They know we've been through a lot. They know we've been used here in this country. They know everything.
I can see
They're using it as propaganda.
Would you had left if you was in that embassy? And he says, I'm gonna keep 52 whites. I'm gonna let the 13 blacks go. Would you have left?
No, because that's where we're on this point we're on. That's how Muhammad Ali thought. Regardless of whether it's black or white, I'm not gonna let you do that because that's a human being. That's a human being. At the end of the day, I'm not. No, honestly, I'd have still been in that embassy right now.
But absolutely. What good would it have been for you to be over there as a POW?
because I can sleep well at night. If I would have got up and I would have walked away, that would have been weak because them people came over there just like I did. Because if they said, hey, we letting all the white people go, maybe most of the white people would have left. But I guarantee you some of them would have stayed.
Quick question. So do you think that if you was in that situation now, I mean, even back then, do you think if the tables was turned, they would have did that for you? I don't care what race it is.
No, yeah, not every person from that race is not gonna, the whole entire race is not going to turn their back. There's going to be people that turn around and say, "Hey, listen, this is crazy." No,
I'm talking about the soldiers.
The soldiers back in Vietnam, right?
The soldiers at any time, just for you.
They raided the embassy in Iran, and they kept, I think it was 65 people there. They kept the white people. It was 13 black men, black women that the Ayatollah, like you said, he did it in world stage. He gave back to America. He said that he don't feel like they had anything to do with the espionage. Also, he made the comment, we understand what black people go through in America. We understand the oppression, the racism, the bigotry. And he said that we won't, they're good people, so he let them go, but he kept the 52 whites.
Yes. Putin said the same thing. Zelensky said the same thing. The dude that we paying all our tax dollars to in Ukraine, they didn't even show that on the news. You know what they did when that war kicked off? They had CNN over there on the ground when Russia went into Ukraine. And they were all the people at the train station leaving. And CNN turned around and there was a black family sitting right there. And they said, hey, are you getting on the train? They said, no. They told us we got to walk to the border because we're black. That person from CNN turned the opposite direction as if we just didn't see what we saw. But then again, the Democrat Party, which we supposed to be behind, saw that and still gave our tax dollars to them. Our money, our hard-earned money, right? And you guys were talking in the chat about us working for absolutely nothing or being workhorses. We pay for that. But at the same time, on the same flip, there are people that they're paying, black people in Russia, that they're just sending to the front line being murdered and slaughtered by drones from the Ukrainian side that we pay for.
Yeah, you said the Democrats, because I tend to look at it as America. So do the Democrats operate singularly from America?
No. God, no.
Yeah, so they can't give anybody anything, right? That's America.
No. They operate in America, but most of these people are lobbyists. Like I said, they don't, Republicans and Democrats, I said before, they don't serve our interests. Zero. They serve who's ever fronting the check. If you go back to if we want to talk political parties, you go back in the 80s, the Russians the Republicans came out and said, yeah, we're going to take the money of the Russians and run with it. In the 90s, what did Hillary Clinton say? Or in 2008, when Obama was president, what did Hillary Clinton get up there and say when she was Secretary of State? Well, if Russia's going to, if they're going to take Russia's money, we're going to take China's money. Back in 2001, China and Russia got together and they broadcasted it on TV and said, you know what? We're not going to control the politics of America from the outside. We're just going to get together and go against both sides of the parties. And now we're going to keep them going back and forth at each other. Now, tell me how our politics been since. We have not had an intellectual presidential debate since Mitt Romney and Obama. It's been chaos in this country since.
But Trump knows what the people respond to.
Trump is a master. As much as out of the options from Biden and Trump, there was two terrible options. Trump was the best of a terrible option. But his wife is having weekly phone calls with Putin, and she's Russian. Well, she's something else, but she's having weekly phone calls with the president of the opposition.
I hate niggas like you.
Bro, you know what?
Know too much.
You know
Nigga
what?
know too much.
You know what? Yeah, hold up. No, yeah, don't come up here cursing. What's wrong? You know what, Jacob? Why do you even want to come up here, man?
Because in the Civil War, it was black guys like him fighting with the rebels.
That's that mentality right there.
But how many years you serve, Jacob?
It don't matter. It's still occurring because we got one right here. If we was back in them days,
what makes you say that about him?
Crazy work.
I want to hear that. If you know world history, American history, Republicans didn't want to pass the civil rights. And the Democrats that supported that bill were Southern Democrats. So he don't even know American
They were what?
history.
What?
The
Dude,
Democrat that voted
that's
against, hold up, let me
You
finish. Let me
called
get
them
it out.
what? What
Go
did you
ahead.
call them?
It's a
They
Southern
were
Democrats. He's talking
Southern
about the Southern
Democrat,
Democrats.
meaning they was in
Southern.
Alabama. They
Yeah.
can I explain it? They was in Alabama Democrats. They was Louisiana that voted against the civil rights.
Southern.
You know,
Southern.
Southern. You know what I'm saying? Play. You know my slang a little different.
Southern.
So what I'm saying to him, he
Mhm.
That sounds like some.
Martin Luther King seen
Mhm.
that Republicans didn't want to. He didn't have enough of votes to get that civil rights across the line because Republicans, you know, was going against it. So all I'm saying, brother, I came in here, you know, just to get your attention. But if
would
you
you?
know
Would you?
American history,
No. Let me respond to what he said.
If
Let
the
me.
Iranians freed you, King
Yeah.
Jacob, would you?
and I would thank him. I
These
would thank
13
him.
people. Hold up. Wait a minute.
No.
These 13 blacks can go back to America. We understand what they had to go through. But I'm gonna keep these 52 whites. You're over there serving with the whites. Do you say, like he said, he would stay? Do you stay or you go?
I would have never surrendered. I'd have never surrendered. It wouldn't be no stand. It would never surrender.
Not only I would go plat, I would thank them for knowing American history, knowing how the whites treated us, and knowing American history. The same Negro that don't even understand American history
Let me
stay
get
with
this.
white folks. No, that would stay with white
Let me
folks.
get this. I don't. First of all, everybody in my family black, so I'm not even gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that.
But let me finish, because you.
Okay, go ahead, finish. Go ahead, finish.
You coming on the
Go ahead,
other
finish.
side, and you have the rights. Don't get them twisted. I'm not arguing with you. You have the right to think how you think, but don't get American history twisted. Black, to answer your question, not only I would thank those Iranians to know our American history and knew how white people treated our ancestors and giving us a pass. Now you got the flow, brother. You have your rights to think how you want to think, brother.
Absolutely.
But that's why, as America, I can tell it from a different perspective. And all due respect, I apologize, but that's how I come in.
No. You're good. You're good. We good. We good. No, but I just want you to hear my response to what you just said. You know what I mean? And then that's why I stay, you know, within small groups of us black communities, you know, and we have these conversations because you can be objective to them. Like, and I appreciate you coming up here saying what you had to say, because again, that's your opinion. I can't hate you for that. I respect you for that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, when you came on, you said that I'm like them. No, I don't. If you're listening to what I'm saying is that nobody has our best interests in there as a people. And we are so quick to criticize us for thinking outside of that lining of the same slave mind train that we have been doing for years. Them white folks back then, or those black folks back then, ain't the same black folks or white folks of today. They're not the same. They're not the same. They don't think the same. They've evolved their game, which we have to evolve our game. That's why I'm spitting this game. I never said nothing about anything like that. The American history, the whole entire history is a lie. That's what I'm saying. Because the same. But hold on, let me finish. I let you finish. Let me finish. You talked about those. You talking about those Republican Democrats in back in Alabama? Yes, they were there. You know what I mean? They were black too as well. But you didn't talk about the same. At the same time, there were black governors in South Carolina and North Carolina during that time frame. There was black people, Democrats running that the whole entire time. You know what I mean? But that's just a political position. As a position of people, as our people, because I'm just like y'all on here. I can tell by everybody I'm just like y'all.
Changed though, brother. The party
that's what I'm saying.
Changed, but the parties changed during the Strom Thurmond and the filibuster. And he was a Dixiecrat, and then they became Republicans.
I'm talking about these parties changed back in the 90s and 2000s. We talking about way back in American history. I'm saying we're dealing with a whole new group of people with a whole new style of thinking. And if we still approach this situation the same way we did back then, or the same way we did in the 60s, we in trouble.
Hey, but look, brother,
We in
all I'm
trouble.
saying is
But
this.
back,
Republicans have been consistent. They don't like black people, period. That have not changed. Now, now I kind of see what you're saying, and I can kind of 50% agree with you. Is there
Mhm,
is there racism in Democrat Party? Yes, but
absolutely.
they hide it per se. Republican is open with it. See, I can't respect a brother that knowing a party is openly with it, and you still rocking with a party that have no shame in their game to let you know they don't want you on their side. So
Exactly.
when brothers hold up, when brothers try to lean or go towards a party that don't want you, you can't get my respect, brother.
Mm. Okay, so as I said from the beginning, I don't rock with either party. I don't know why everyone's saying that I'm a Republican. No, I said there's things that they do that I like. There's things that Democrats do that I like, but I know that they both don't have my interests in mind. That's the first thing I said. So whatever side is on, they both wrong.
When a
They're
party,
using us.
when a
They're
party
using us
have,
as props, and it's no different than what that Iranian guy said when he said all the black people can leave and the white people got to stay. It's a
I'm gonna
prop.
try to come at. I'm gonna try to come at this angle.
Yeah, but hold up.
If
But if
a
that being,
party,
but wait a minute, brother. That being said, um, they still acknowledge that blacks in Ayatollah's perspective were not full citizen. They were not treated fair, and he felt like
Mhm.
if he held on to him, that would be, insult to injury. So he let him go. Now you said, and you can, and that sounds, look, Jason, I don't believe you.
Okay, so let me give you this.
It sounds good. It sounds like the
Mhm.
right thing to do. I think you'd have been out of there. You down there would have ran through that water back here. You wouldn't have.
Listen, man. Listen. To be honest with you, like, you know what I mean? I got 2 Purple Hearts. Ain't nothing changed in my military game. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I've been there and I've done that. You know what I mean? This ain't no video game, but no shit like that. Like, excuse my language, but no crazy stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't flaunt that. I'm not going around saying I'm big bag or anything like that. I never said that. What I'm saying is, you're saying that this guy said, well, we understand your pain. The Chinese said the same thing. How many Chinese hair stores is in black neighborhoods and they don't put $0 back in that community? How many gas stations you go to and there's an Arabic guy there, and how much money are they putting back in the community, but how much money they making off that community? We are the economic structure of this country. And until we realize that and get the style of thinking from back in the day away, as a group of people, we never gonna grow. Because like here, I come up here, you questioning my military service and my career. The other guy saying I'm a Republican. I'm telling you guys, I'm none of
I
that.
didn't question your career. I'm saying that. Let me ask Tabor.
What's going on, player?
He said he would stay, even though the Iranians are saying you're free to go. You and these other black people are free to go. He said he would stay with the whites in captivity with them.
Mhm.
And hold up, brother.
I didn't say I would stay. I said I would have never surrendered in the first place.
Okay, well, you won't. I said to him, and I don't know him. I said, I don't believe you. And I wanted to know, do you believe him, Tabor?
Nah, I remember that. I remember that conversation, bro, and that just don't even make sense for me. I mean, sense to me, right?
Okay, no, I want Jason to hear that. So, Tabor, you
No, I hear that. And when he done, can I get my perspective? I'm gonna give you another angle.
Hold up, Tabor, he doesn't believe you. I said, I don't believe you. And I'm saying it's not like I don't know you. I'm just saying, just in general, in a sense, and we know Jacob, he doesn't believe you. So can you tell us why you think we don't believe you?
I can't tell you that because I don't care. That's I don't care what you believe. That's your thought. I cannot change your way. I can't change your style of thinking. You know what I mean? I'm just up here giving my perspective on things. That's all it is. If you saying like, hey, I don't believe your service, I don't believe you, that's personal. that takes the argument a whole
We
different
didn't
way.
say
But
that
then
your
again, it
service,
proves
brother. We're talking about if you was in Iran.
I respect any man
if I
that
was
try
in
to.
Iran, yes, I would have never, because when I signed that contract to join the military, I understood what come with it. And let me give you a different perspective. Let's just say, I come home, we all, I come back to the neighborhood, we chilling, right? We about to go to the store. We get to the store and somebody pop up on one of y'all. We all cool. Like, just because you my friend, we all gonna go after that situation, right? Because we all went there together. It's that we knew what we signed up for when we hopped in that car. And it's the same thing with this Iran situation. Okay, I understand. Thank you. I appreciate you for understanding the history of my people and the pain and suffering. But at the end of the day, I came with these people. I'm not about to leave these people. If we
Yeah, you
did that in our
sound like the
neighborhood, we
dude
call
that's gonna
that.
take the charge, bro. You sound like a dude that'll take the charge and
Oh
act like
my
everybody
God.
got your back, bro. And they don't have your
Yeah,
back, even though it's prevalent
Are they
that they don't have
interest?
your
they
back.
was
Are your
right, man.
best?
And
Are your
that's
best
why our
interest?
people, the way y'all responded to what I'm saying and how y'all responded to it, that's why our people stuck where we at.
No, but we look at
You
you the
older than
same.
me, I'm sure.
But we look at you the same way. It's just different perspectives.
No,
No, we don't know, Jason. We don't.
my perspective is based on facts and situations. You know what I mean? Your perspective is, oh, well, we don't believe you. Like that's crazy.
Okay, well,
Where are
hold
we
up,
going to
Jacob.
get at the end of that conversation? Where are
Hold
we
up,
going to get to?
Jason. Respect to your military duty. You're a Marine. Respect to you.
Can we see the Purple Hearts?
What was your highest rank?
E7.
E7. What's that? Master Chief?
There ain't no damn Master Chief in the Marine Corps, man. What are you talking about?
What do you call them in Marine Corps?
Gunnery sergeant.
Gunnery sergeant. Okay. Respect to you, brother. We don't know you. We just offered the opinion. You saying that's why you're saying that's why we're going to be behind. Well, what do we need?
I said that's why our people right now is behind. Like,
well,
you know what I mean? I'm
how
sitting
do
in
we
the middle of
correct that
Chicago
then?
right now. Like I see it every day. I'm from a different part of the Midwest, but like it's the same thing. We make so much. We are the economic force of this country, whether it's for our people, whether it's for white people, anything like that. Our style of thinking has to change to build. We don't need to ask for shit anymore. We need to take at this point, but we need to organize ourselves and we need to stop tearing each other down and build a future. Because these babies right now, they crazy as hell.
Hey, you got an organization that we can get behind? Just asking for the chat.
Yeah, if you can look up, it's called Be Beyond. Be Beyond Our Limits. Be beyond the ceiling that's created for you. Create your own ceiling.
But could you blame someone? I get it. You would have stayed, right? Could you blame me if I got up and left?
You asked me that? No.
But you stayed. You know me. I mean, it's only 13 blacks. But
yeah, but
if get up when he says you can go, and I look at you and you say, I'm gonna stay right here, man. They get one, they get us all. And I said, well, I'm gonna get on out of here, man.
So
you wouldn't say nothing.
If I had 60 Iranians, right, and they are all different shades of colors, if you've been there, they're beautiful, they're amazing people. The Iranian people, not the government, they are some of the most amazing people I've ever been around, ever drank with, ever been with. But they're all different shades. And if you held 60 of them and said, hey, listen, the dark-skinned ones, you guys can go, and the lighter ones can stay, every last one of them would stay. Every last one of them would stay. It would be no question. It's pride. It's countryman pride. And what I'm trying to tell you guys, as you're tearing me down, outside of this country, no one sees this as different. We're all spoiled Americans that everyone normally fucking everyone hates.
He's trying to intertwine things, Black. Those same white people he's talking about is America, right? America raised, America born. He's trying to intertwine their culture, our Iranian culture, with those white American people that he's trying to stay with. But that's why
No,
I came.
it's not about them being white. Because if they was Mexican, I would have stayed. If they was American Korean, I would have stayed.
You made your point that you would stay. Let me make my point. They America raised, America born, Black. The white people that the Iranians trying to kill, right, and let the blacks go. But I'm not shocked that a black brother would come up to your platform and speak like that. Because if you know American history, there was black guys in the house that, like Malcolm X said, if the house is on fire, the black guy in the house will say, yes, master, we house is on fire. So I'm not shocked that 2026, there's still black brothers in this country that would still put white folks on that pedestal from the same country from, and will stay. So I'm not shocked, Black. That doesn't shock.
It's
just like the Civil War.
it is.
It was like the Civil War I brought up because he been in the service. Back, if you go
Right.
to American history, there was black, even though they was free in the South, they used to help the rebels fight the same, go against the war, helping the rebels. And they free now, Black. They
So
free to
listen to
leave.
this. Listen to
Black,
this.
Black.
Listen to this.
Hold on, let me
It's
finish,
not
bro.
about white or
The
black.
black
For
folks,
us,
if you go
guys,
to American history, and if you study that, even though those black folks were free, Black, they still stayed with their master to fight on their side.
Well, they had nowhere to go though. They really had nowhere to go. And they had all types of laws. Hold up, Jacob. They had all types of laws. They enacted all types of local laws. That lottering, you couldn't lie. You went to jail. So
Yes,
all
sir.
these black people who were free, they wind up being sharecroppers.
No, the narrative is crazy. Because like, wait. His narrative is that I'm staying for the white boys.
If you know anything about Galveston, Texas,
Not the case.
they didn't tell Galveston was free 2 years after,
That's
everybody was free. So what I'm saying, Platt, what I'm trying to get at, and I'm bringing up to him 2026, I'm not shocked that he was black folks like him would stay with white folks. That doesn't shock. It doesn't
Black
shock
folks
me.
like me. Well, it's about the way I sound and the way I talk. Is that what it is?
No, why it don't make sense to me? Because you got a wife and kids, and you would stay with them goddamn white folks to get killed. Nigga, use a fool.
No, it's the white folks. You saying it's the white folks. Give it a perspective. It's not about y'all never served. So like that style, that mentality style of thinking, I'm trying to interchange that. So let's just say this. You join a gang, right? You got your peoples. And your peoples, they get to some shit with somebody else, and they got y'all all in the back of a U-Haul truck and you're tied up. You know what I mean? And they say some of you can go, some of you can stay. You gonna leave your people there and one of them your cousin or your brother? I'm not saying that these white boys are our brothers or cousins. I'm just saying when you are enlisted, most of us who do enlist in the military come from really fucked up backgrounds. Like, you know what I mean? And then you build bonds off that shit. The people who are making the decision are the white people you're talking for. So therefore, all of us is in the same shit. So if we all get caught together,
we
they say,
clean it up, though, Jason. We got to clean it up.
No,
okay, my bad.
Hold on. We got
Muhammad Ali together.
Muhammad Ali, 1966, or I think maybe 64. No, 66. Muhammad Ali objected to the draft. He was drafted. He used the Nation of Islam. He said that I'm a member of the nation. We don't agree with fighting. And he said that the Vietnamese are not my enemy. He emphasized that. They weren't the ones that was terrorizing the black community. He said that's not my enemy. We've had Mike Brown. We've had Trayvon Martin.
Absolutely.
Sandra Bland. There's Breonna Taylor. The guy Jordan Neely choked to death on that train, and Trump took pictures with Jordan with Daniel Penny. Donald Trump.
And
they looked like a family reunion. He was taking photos with Daniel Penny. We had George Floyd, somebody put a knee in his back, and now we're at war. Now we are at war. And you wonder, hold up, and this brother right here, this brother who's joining us today, Jason, retired Marine, this brother, just somewhere, I think there's a misunderstanding that a black person going to Iran can object. It's a legitimate objection.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
When they look at our country, they look at the way these blacks are being treated and beaten and choked to death. The other enemies are going to say, hey, black man, black person, we're going to free you because we know what you got to deal with. And he said he'd stay. He said he don't care. Free us all,
That's the
but don't
narrative.
free none of us.
That's the
Yeah,
narrative, boss.
I got to look at the whole picture.
That's
And
the
to me,
narrative, boss. That's not what I said.
What's in there?
That's not what I said. What I said, and I would sum up everything I just said in one single line. I am not about to trade. I'm not about to accept anybody trying to be my master now, and I'm not trying to accept anybody trying to be my master later. My decisions as an individual, like, you know what I mean, is my own. When you are in the military, it's a different perspective. Y'all never been there, so I get the fact that y'all don't understand where I'm coming from. But if anybody on here is a veteran and have been in that situation, you know exactly where I'm coming from when I say what I say.
Actually,
Because
I am a vet, but I don't know why you
yeah,
have
so
to be a vet.
if you're a vet, that means you went to boot camp, right? That means you went to a company. That means you were with people, right? That for at least 3 years before you rotated, right? Did you build bonds with people? And I built bonds in the military with people that was my race, and I have friends that's from other races, like, you know what I mean. But they ain't my fucking I mean, I got me again. They're not my masters. You understand what I'm saying? But you built bonds with people like that. So if you're telling me that some of those people that you built bonds with outside of your race was in the pickle, that you're gonna turn your back on them?
No, what I'm trying to tell you is that all things considered, one would look at the opportunity because they're black. If they were saying you don't have to be in this POW camp, you can come back. All things considered, a lot of black people are going to accept that. Now, I know what I'm saying is now we're getting into just now this is the thing that the internet does give you. We don't know each other. Now, the right thing to say, the honorable thing to say is that you're going to stay. But I tend to believe, I know it sounds good. I tend to believe people give, especially you say a POW camp, people probably get out of there if they can get out.
So you was in the service, right? So say I
wasn't in the POW camp.
No, I'm saying you in the service, right? And we're in the squad and we're walking down. A grenade lands in between us. You can save everybody. You know, everybody go home and you'll still live. You'll be messed up. You wouldn't sacrifice for that.
Well, yeah, you jump on the grenade, man. This
right.
is a situation where you're being set free because of racism. And the problem that you're going to run into as a black man is, are you going to deny the racism? When the Ayatollah says that, what are you going to say? When he says, what about Mike Brown? We're going to free you because of Trayvon Martin. We're going to free you because of Mike Brown. We're going to free you because of Sandra Bland. We're going to free you for all of the victims in America. America's been terrorized these black people. You're going to have a hard time sort of disagreeing with that.
No, I mean, I never said I would say, oh my God, I would tell you wrong. You absolutely right. You know what I mean? And like I said before, I appreciate you giving me that opportunity. But this is my squad. And then you're a veteran, you know that. That's just my squad. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, you know, and maybe you're the wrong
person.
You know that. You're the wrong person to have this conversation with because you're going to take it personal.
I'm not
take it personal. You're going to take it personal. There's nothing meant to slight you, man. I just don't believe you, but you're going to take it personal. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. No, not really. But if you feel that way, you know what? I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the chance to come up here and talk to you guys. Thank you for having me. Whether you guys believe me or not, that's on you, but I appreciate it.
Well, it's not you, man. It's anybody. That's all. But it's not you. It's like we tend to think that people probably self-preservation is probably the most pressing concern. And you have to wonder if given an opportunity or a POW. You guys familiar with a POW camp? Are you familiar with that? They're probably not going to let you, you're not going to enjoy yourself. But I get it though, man. Jason's right. He's an honorable man, and we put him in a position where the question, it was probably a loaded question, so it don't matter.
He gone?
Yeah, things got a little bit too much for him.
It was a direct question, Platt. And like I say, people can have an opinion, you know what I'm saying? it's just like we got to be grown man. We all don't think alike, don't move alike. It's nothing wrong with disagreement. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can disagree with my opinion.
But like I said, I'm gonna say this again. No disrespect to his service, his rank, but like I said, maybe he was just the wrong person to put that question to.
What was the question, if you don't mind, bro? My phone was acting up, bro.
He
I swear I
said
was
he
trying-
wouldn't leave; he would stay with his fellow countrymen.
Yeah, and
So
so the question I really wanted to ask him, my phone was tripping. It was like, so if that's the case, out of 13 people, if that's 100%, why nobody stayed?
yeah, none of those people stayed. They were in the service. They all left.
That's what I'm saying. So if what he said was true, nobody stayed, not one. It just doesn't add up to
Nah,
me.
nobody protested. They all came back. It was in what to 7. This was in the 80s. This was in 79, going into the 80s. So, and they could have stayed with their fellow countrymen. They came back.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. So if he's saying that, I mean, I can see 95%, but not one person stayed. That let you know how it was. Like, we talking about being realistic outside, man. And I get he an honorable person, but it goes back to say like I don't know who just said it.
What if some of those 13 suffered racism in that embassy?
There's all kind of things they suffered. All 13 left. Nobody stayed. Come on, man. It just doesn't
Yeah.
add up when people talk like that. You know what I'm saying? And then like Buddy said, he was talking about the family. Like, you got a family to go home to. You not going home to your family?
And the hypocrisy is
What are
that
we doing?
the hypocrisy is he likes Ali. You know what I'm saying? How you like Ali, but you gonna stay in a POW camp? Yeah, I don't get that, man.
Man, the chat said he was an immigrant. I didn't get to ask certain questions. I
You
wanted to
think
ask.
so?
They was asking about his Purple
So
Hearts.
you
Like,
think
he
he
could have
from
easily
Haiti?
showed.
He from Haiti?
He
No,
from
he
somewhere.
probably got the Purple Hearts. I'm just saying. You say he might be an immigrant though. He might be from Haiti.
At this point, bro, with the times we living in, you could buy a Purple Heart from a store.
I don't think so.
You say what?
You can Amazon it.
Man, you can buy a Purple Heart, bro.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Man, I know. I used to have dog tags with my dad information on it because it was hard to get them from the military. Man, they had looked like every pin for every.
Yeah, I don't think some of them you can't. Medal of Honors and stuff. You can't buy those.
Man, bro,
No,
I
you're
don't
still
know,
a
bro.
valid buyer.
eBay is a thing.
And
You're not supposed to buy
you
valor.
go back in time. You go back in time. Correct me if I'm wrong. That even as a black man in service was given, white folks was given racism in service around that time.
Yeah, fighting right next to him.
Yeah, and he talking. That's what Muhammad was talking about. I'm not even free in my own country. Why would I go overseas and fight them? And I'm not free in my own. So you brought up a time when racism was going on in that military. Didn't even respect a black man. So,
bro, that's why I'm so confused.
The thing to say, the honorable thing to say is what Jason
what he said.
Hey, but
Yeah,
that's the honorable thing. But we try to just, we try to have real conversations like what Tabor was saying, that no, you would have left. And then, like I said, that's the wrong guy because he took it the wrong way, as if it was an affront to him. And then I can understand exactly 20 years in or whatever, 25 years in.
he's from Chicago.
Marine, yeah, that's real. That's an area. That's a touchy area. So no disrespect to the brother. I figure it. And
so he rage quit.
Well, he didn't get mad, but he just left.
So he would have stood at war, but he can't
chat.
make his point online. Come on,
That's him in the chat right now.
Hey, I had
him in the
a
chat.
question.
Tell him to come
in
back,
regards
man.
to-
Come back up, bro. We got questions, bro. Come on, bro. How
Hey,
you
hey,
gonna go to war and fight, but you can't make your point logically for us in front of black men, bro? As we having a conversation, like you said, in a small group. I'm
check this
confused,
out.
bro. My
Check this
bad,
out,
bro.
bro.
Go ahead.
No, you good, man. Hey, I was looking at like what I was listening to what he was talking about capture, and technically if you capture, I guess you would be considered a prisoner of war capture. But I was under the impression that it all means you're supposed to try to escape, and you're supposed to try to resist capture up until the point where you cannot no longer resist in terms of like how it's structured. But I mean, I ain't never served, you know, I've never thought about serving. I knew a few members. My father was a Vietnam vet, but and I got uncles and stuff that served and fought. But you know, I don't know what his ranking was, but if you have an opportunity to get free, don't you have an opportunity to fight to free your people though? You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, you know, I'm just, I don't know. So I don't know if it makes sense if you can get out, you know, whatever means it is to get out, that you should take that opportunity or not. But I don't think
you can't do nothing locked in the same jail cell as them. At least you would have to get out to fight to pull somebody, you know what I'm saying, to pull somebody's weapon or something. Like you can't do nothing behind bars. You would at least know, you can at least alert your military, you know, the military of where they are. Possibly.
But you know, another thing, hold up, man. We didn't get a chance to ask this because just think about it. If we all get caught and they say all the blacks can leave, and I say I'm gonna stay, you would think that the people, the whites, would say, no, go ahead and take that offer. No, you don't need to stay here. We appreciate you saying that, but you don't need to stay. That's what I'm saying. All 13 of those blacks left.
All 100%.
Yeah, they didn't say they're gonna stay there. They said, no, you're gonna keep us all. No, they all left. And I haven't heard anything negative ever about them. I don't know who they are. I've never heard anybody say anything about them. Nobody called them a traitor. They just left because they were given the opportunity to leave. And like he said, it's your obligation. Hutch, well, that was you, right? Hutch?
Yeah, that was me, man. Like I was looking at, they got code on it, man. They got military code that tells you what to do in those situations.
You're supposed to.
And not only that, they knew American history, how, you know, white folks treated our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? And they,
man, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
no, just, you know, basically just by the Iranians knew our American history, knew how white folks treated our ancestors and everything. And he just don't understand that. That's why the 13 guys left, because here go another country having sympathy for our ancestors and knowing our American history, and you still gonna stay. But I get it. You know, you're gonna have 1%.
It's like that now, though. But what they're gonna have to deal with is when they're over there right now, they're gonna capture a lot of those soldiers, and they're gonna pamper or they're gonna send the black ones back.
May I say something, Platt, man? Here's the thing, man. Like, just stand sounds crazy. And the reason why I'm saying that, because that means that's 13 bodies that can at least take the information of the 62 and get something back to their families, right? That's 26 eyes that can get back to the military war room and tell them what's going on based on, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense when cats talk like that, bro.
And then they said spying. What if you were there you were a cook? You were there cooking, you were there giving basic like handling paychecks, you were there as a medical person, and they accused them of spying. That's not you, so why should you stay there?
I don't know, man. It's just some dudes, and it ain't even just about. It's just something. You know how you got that friend when you go to the. I can't say the hood, but when you go somewhere and the person always telling a story that most likely ain't his story, but it sound good. You know, so you can get your like yo Scooby stacks. I don't know, Jason, bro. If you hear me, bro, I mean pull up, bro, because I got some questions,
No,
bro.
we respect you though, Jason. Thank you for
I respect
your service, sir. Thank you, Mr. Marine. That's impressive too. He must be in great shape if he did 20 years as a Marine. But they do way too much running for me, bro. They do way too much running. They PT all the time, bro. They always running. I remember I was at the club one time. It was about 2:00 in the morning, and the dude, he was a Marine. He said, yeah, man, 4:00 I got PT. I looked at the thing. I said, it's 2. I was finished. He said, yeah, man, he was drinking. And he said, yeah, I got to make that march. He said, I got to make that march. I said, man, I said, for 2 years you drink? 2 hours from now you drink? He said, yeah, I'll be all right. I said, I don't know how they do it, man. I went to sleep that night, woke up, I was exhausted. I said, I have no idea how they do that, man. But they do a lot of running.
Man, Platt, I gotta say it to you, fam. I know you say you military, this your channel. I can believe that, right? You talk to you have a certain conversation with us, bro, right? As non-military. But man, I'm just saying, man, on the back end, man, make them boys pull a card or something. Show you some military documentation. You know what I'm saying? So when they start talking, it's certified on your end. Yeah, I ain't saying show everybody.
Yeah, I can't really do that though. If they,
Okay.
we give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Hey,
I just thought it out there, big dog.
Hey, I will say though, I did run
We
into
believe
some.
them, though, man. You ain't supposed. We don't think people. Nobody would. We assume people wouldn't say that. Man. That's a big deal. Don't tell people you retired from the military, the Marines, if it's not true. You know what I mean? Come on,
people. But we know people lie every day. We know people lie.
Hey, I did have the pleasure of running into some younger guys that were serving in the Marines in Fort Worth. I'm in DFW. They were here training. They were actually, I never really knew this, but they were Marine pilots. So it was a group of about like 4 or 5 guys that were pilots, and they sent them off to training out here in Fort Worth. Do some maneuvers and stuff, and I was just asking them questions about like, all right, so do y'all get deployed in something like this? And the funny thing is that they're like, yeah, we've been flying they've been in it for like 10 years, and they're still not qualified to even go over there to actually fight. You know, so they tell you, like who is actually in them planes over there, man, like that. Some of them that service time on those guys, man. It must.
What you think about Ali?
What?
You think Ali? You think it was weak, Hutch?
No, you know what? No, I don't. I don't think it's weak. And it's not that. It's that he stood for what he believed in, and I don't think that's ever weak. I don't think I think some people would look at it like he was fearful, but I don't think of it like that. I don't think the man is scared of anything. Like was scared of anything. I mean. He's a combatant. He's a gladiator.
Hand for hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think what it was that
and to a certain degree, you could look at it. He was running from a fight.
I mean, you could look at that, but if I'm going to fight somebody, I don't believe in fighting. Just because you told me to. I mean, I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's weak.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about anybody. And if you're going to go in there and you're going to say you're a conscientious objector, be careful, man, because it's going to come off like you're running from a fight.
It can.
So be careful. Be careful. We know how that is. That's for a man.
Draft. They don't even draft anymore. So he was.
Yeah, but for a man, that could be the worst thing. Come on, we black men. That's the end of us. We can't be perceived as running from fights.
Yeah, and
yeah, but he was ahead of his time because Americans don't draft anymore. So he was just ahead of his time because not only he was spitting facts, they don't draft anymore. So he wasn't really dodging anything. He was just ahead of his time, basically, because you goddamn right. You don't want to fight for a country that really don't respect you or your color. So today, 2026, it still don't make sense.
And the other thing, though, too, on the concept of the conscientious objector. I mean, do you really want to put them dudes up on the front line? You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. I don't. If I want to go, or if I got drafted and I'm not opposed to going, and I didn't volunteer, but I'm still going to go. Do I want to be forced next to a dude that objects to being there?
A racist. He prejudiced, and he gonna get you killed out of here in these streets, bro.
I'm
Come
like,
on, it
Now
don't make
watch the
sense,
K
bro.
word, Hunter boy.
Hey, don't make shit.
You said what?
yeah,
Watch the K word.
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. No, I
I'm
mean,
sorry, bro.
but I mean, you got that
But you
too.
can't do nothing about racism, though. I'm just saying, if they racist, that means you guys also watching each other's back. So, but so people are the way they are. I'm just simply saying,
Oh, man.
and that's fine. Now she says, she said, I'm a military girl myself. I believe in the USA. The USA isn't perfect, never will be. I'd say if you want to protect your country, that's your choice. If a soldier says he would stay, he probably would. That's so she gives him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I think
13,
he will stay.
100% left. I don't know. It's saying something to me, bro.
No, I believe the dude will
Well,
stay.
my thing is that, if there's a skepticism about it, but I get it though, man. But no, I mean, we're skeptical. And then you have to stand on what you believe in when you run off and stuff like that. Just all types of question marks that you have to wonder about people. You just do, because you have to stand on it. What's that new thing? Stand on business. You got to stand on that.
Yeah, ain't none of y'all making me run off when I be
Yeah.
making my
Make
points.
me believe. I mean, like, show me. I ain't got to show you shit. But
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Well, what's the point of even having a conversation? You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. That
Oh, so what happened? Dude ran. He jumped off because of
Yeah, he ran. He was in the chat. There you go, right there in the chat, right there. He ain't
come
coming
on,
back.
bro. Come on back up,
No,
bro. Just come stand on these questions, bro. Please. I'm just saying, based on what you said, I'm trying to make us understand, bro. That's my thing. Make us understand, bro. Like put it, I guess, dumb it down to
He
where
said,
we go get it.
he said Ali had money to object. Not really. I think the nation got a lot of his money. He said, what about the 18-year-old coming out? What about him? The girl who's been violated. She needs to go to the hospital, brother.
Who
What
was
about those?
violated?
Yeah, well, now I guess something bad happened to her. She needs to go to the hospital. Okay, the kid in an abusive. What about that, brother? These are the people who joined. Okay, who said they didn't?
I mean,
But
there's
that
all
don't
type
mean that they're going to stay in a war zone, or for that matter, if their squad is accused of spying and they are of a rank, they're in the they're handling food, they're handling paperwork, and all of a sudden they're mechanics, and they're telling them we got 65 people and we got evidence these people are spying on us. But you guys, you black guys, and your lower ranks too, you can leave. That don't mean they're gonna stay there. Stay there where? To cook? So I'm gonna stay and cook. Man, I'm staying here, man. Fuck that. I'm staying here.
I
What
got
y'all want to eat?
questions, bro.
What y'all want to eat tonight?
Not only that, that's not even like Buddy said, that's not even 1%, because like he just said, 13%. I mean, 13 guys left, so that's 100%.
100%, bro.
That's 100% in that scenario. Ain't no Negro stand. Like, come on.
And in my opinion, if you're a white person and they make you stay, you wrong to try to get Negroes to stay with you. You should want what's best for the Negro and be like, yeah, we appreciate it. We know you want to stay, but you need to get out of here.
Man,
Don't worry about it.
and logic would say you would want what's best for anybody that's able to leave. Again, to get a message back to my family. Tell them I'm all right. I love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the basics as far as compassion goes. You serve no good being there.
That's not
Man.
a Negro. That's not even a Negro spirit stand. Volunteer. That's not even a Negro spirit. Come on, man. Make it make sense.
Yeah, it's 65 of us. 13 got away. We was all running, and we turned around and went back. Come on, bro. Like,
I told her, let them go. I told her, said, y'all can go. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to see. Let's give it a month. If it lasts longer, they're going to have some prisoners of war. And let's see what they do. See if they don't let them go.
But what about the code they supposed to follow, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, and there are certain, he's saying like they got to stay. He got to stay with the squad. But what about your?
Well, look,
order?
man, if you commit espionage, man, like, okay, if we get captured as a ground force, or we are a squad and we're together, yeah, I get that. But if you're doing something that you ain't supposed to be doing and they catch you, and then they say, I can go, it's almost like, you know, your homeboy get a DWI. Do you go to jail with him?
No,
He got drug charge. You got that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, bro.
well,
He got a charge. You go
the 19
get one. Come on, man.
Yeah.
the 1979 Iran thing was,
He
I mean,
said my
they were
point. Come
they were
on,
embassy
bro.
people. Yeah, they were embassy employees. So that's that they didn't have nothing to do with
Yeah,
the
so
capture.
some of them probably had paperwork on them. You know what I'm saying? Like they could prove that they were spies type situation. And even though they saying 13 blacks were home, let's just say a couple whites were home too. Cause like you said, they was cooks. They was pushing paperwork. They was putting up tents. So they ain't go subject them to the same. But emotionally, you saying only the blacks were home, that's playing with a narrative. That got everybody, you know,
Yeah, but
riled up.
the truth is, and this is the truth. If Ayatollah did it today, or whoever's in charge in Iran, if he did it today, could he not honestly say, I'm gonna let the blacks go because of racism in America? Could he not really honestly say that? And then give you the George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Mike Brown. Can he not say that with you know, and say, I'm gonna let the blacks go because they face Daniel Penny. I'm gonna let the blacks go because they face racism in America. You see what I'm saying? Why don't we clear that up? So why didn't we learn our lesson back then and say, boom? Why didn't America say, you know what, we got to stop discriminating against these black people, so that when this happens, he can't say anything, but he can make a case. He can make a case.
Them 13 blacks that went home, they were the most hated blacks in America at that time.
Hey, well, hey, you know what? And I was thinking about that. It's a couple things wrong with that. So for one, it was a changing of the guard in Iran at that time, and they actually raided a U.S. embassy, which is like technically invading U.S. soil when they captured people, regardless of whatever they were doing there. They're supposed to have diplomatic immunity there. So then I think they let the black folk go actually just to piss off the government. You know, is a form of propaganda. Like, no, we'll let the black folks go, but you know,
Because you be shocked that other countries study our history. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, man, outside America, there's people in countries that study our history, understand sometimes understand American history better than black folk. Because black folk forget the American history. That's why a brother can come on your platform and say what he say, because they literally ignore American history by fault, or they just like they forget about it. Like I understand we have progress. I'm not preaching no hatred towards white folks. I don't come at it like that. I just say, hey, if it walk like a duck, crack like a duck, it's a damn duck. And for you to ignore racism in this
you
country,
have
that's
to. But no, to a certain degree, you do have to ignore the racism, you know. And I get that, and that's going to always be a conflict with blacks. You want to stay with your people, you want to stay with the troops, but then again, you do have to deal with when they say, and they can do it now. Why don't America look in the sense they can do the same thing he did, what he did back in the '79? They can do that right now. Why don't they say we need to do something so these enemies that we have can't use what happens here against us? And I'm telling you, Iran's probably gonna let a lot of black people go. They probably gonna catch a lot, and then they're gonna publicly let these black people go. And they're gonna cite the Sandra Bland, the Trayvon Martin, the Tamir Rice. They're gonna cite the racial killings of these innocent black people, the George Floyd, the Derek Chauvin put a knee in that man's back, the Jordan Neely, and they're gonna show what Trump took like he was his father. Trump took all types of pictures with this man. They're gonna bring that up, man, and that's gonna hurt us as a collective.
Man,
yeah, they want to create if they did anything like that, it would be a ploy to try to create destabilize our society here, to create chaos here. That'd be the only. It's not that they care about the plight of black folk. They want to use the plight of black folks to create
Man, racism
discourse
is
to heal
designed.
America.
Racism is designed to hurt you. Racism is designed to depress you. Like, once again, you can't ignore racism. You can rise above racism, so it won't hurt you, so it won't depress you. But being ignorant for facts, that's on you, my brother.
Hey, and to be honest with y'all, man, it's like without racism, a lot of people wouldn't have nothing to focus on but their the lives they live, which most of them live in bad situations, bro. I told Platt the other day, I think it was yesterday, I was like, man, nobody cares about racism when the house is on fire and the police show up for to show up. They just want their people to be saved. They mama, they sisters, they daughters, they house. You know what I'm saying? Like people do what they want, bro. We
Not
know
only,
that now.
only that, Platt bringing up racism and don't even know it. The same black folks that got killed was coming from a white officer. That's what I mean about ignoring racism. Just because he have a uniform on and you think he's there to protect you, you'll be a dead black brother,
And you know that
like George
whole
and many others. So that's what I mean about you cannot ignore racism, because racism can pull up, at your residence with a fire uniform on, or a goddamn police uniform on. Like, come on,
But
man.
biz,
hey, and but here's the thing, though, man. And I'm just gonna tell y'all like how I look at it. I don't doubt racism exists. The
what?
overall objective,
What are
though,
we doing?
the overall objective is that no matter whom is in charge or whom can have authority over you, you can't assume that they're going to do right by you, no matter what they look like. So, I mean, we know racism exists, and we could put a look on that, because you can look at somebody and see they're
You know
not the
what?
same race as you. But
You know what?
just because they look like you, don't mean that they not gonna treat you the same way as somebody would be racist
You,
again.
No,
you
I
know
All
how?
ain't.
skin folk ain't
I'm
kin
just
folk,
in
even in
general.
uniform.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
generalizing.
say,
If you're right, because it don't have to be a color. That's what I'm saying. Don't ignore racism. I just didn't say white people, because
no. Say something.
racism can come in all sides. Say
No.
color.
You know what race or whatever. You know what race don't matter really. I mean, seriously, in the streets. If you ever really hung out in the streets, all that Black Lives Matter, they don't believe in that.
Mm-mm.
They're gonna look at you like you're crazy. You run around talking about Black Lives Matter and shit like they're gonna be like, what? Because they're gonna put that thing inside your head, bro. They don't play, man.
Mhm.
They don't care about your color.
The world is a
And that's the
dangerous
thing that
place.
I've always wondered about that. I said, man, these black folks, they care nothing about each other in the streets, man. They don't even want you bringing stuff like that up. Talking about some Black Lives Matter. What you talking about, man?
Yep.
Yeah, it's brutal out here, man.
It's
And we never
brutal.
will.
It's
Collectively, we
brutal.
never will do that. We never will care about each other enough.
But you got Mexican on Mexican crime. You got white on white crime. You got black on black crime. I don't know why they, just think that we the only race that fight and kill amongst each other. That's across the board.
No, for sure that is. Now I look at it like this, like where I think that some of the biggest impacts on racism might hit you at is when it's on a more mass scale, because a lot of times as black folk we trying to come out and we're trying to get into the mainstream economy, you know what I'm saying? And if people aren't used to dealing with or have presumptions about how you are in that mainstream economy, it might make it a little bit more difficult for you to get a foothold than it would be somebody else. Or because of our previous history in this country and how we came up, we might not have the same networks, we might not have people that come from the same backgrounds, we might not have connection to the same institutions or even knowledge of such. And I think those are the things that really impact us more on a racist scale, not the person that's going to call you the N-word because they see you, you came in a restaurant or whatever. That person probably not going to have much impact on you as much as the other more generalized things that you're trying to access to. But when it comes to just being out in the world in general, man, the whole world dangerous, man. It don't matter what they look like. You know what I'm saying? It could be male, female, black, white, Asian,
That's it.
whatever. They could take you out. You know what
You're
I
right.
mean?
But outside America, countries that's predominant, the same race, fight, like you said, fight and kill amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? Same
Yeah,
color,
watch your mouth, man.
and everything. So yeah, you're right. Outside America, it's predominant their color, their country, and they fight and kill.
Well, my thing living overseas is I felt like my race was always brought up in a negative way. I enjoyed the fact that I got a little privilege for it overseas.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean nothing significant. I mean, like, because I was a black person, I got treated a little bit better than if I was in America. So I enjoyed that. And I said, well, why would I get mad at that when it's against me most of the time, but then I'm overseas? It's not against me, but I'm supposed to feel guilty about that?
Because this country, I'm in Texas. This country right behind me, Mexico. It's like they trying to wipe out their own. Yeah, they kill like crazy. So they always going to put us on the front line, killing amongst each other.
Jacob, you can't drop K words up here, man. You did that twice. Why don't you stop? Just don't say
What
that.
K-word?
What K? The one that means
delete,
unaliving.
Say delete.
Huh?
Say delete.
Yeah.
They look automatic service keeps up with those words. You can get away with one or two. But you start putting 5 and 6 on it's gonna hit the stream, man.
What K-word? What you mean?
Say delete. Say delete.
Oh. Well,
Hey,
this country right behind me in Texas delete amongst each other as a high rate of like going against amongst each other. But they want to put our race on the front line like we the only one that's white, each other out. No, that's across the board. Period.
Nah, we doing a good job though, brother.
yeah. I mean, when you look at the like the stats, I mean the stats are damning, but at the same time, they try to make it seem like that's the mass population, when reality of it is it's a very small segment of the population that's doing that. So that's like saying they try to lump, like if you look at like just logically, like there's a universe of people, all black folks, but they try to put us all in like we're all criminals, and then a portion of those criminals are doing this. But in the reality of it is, if you look at it, if there's 100 black folks, it'd be three of those people that are causing it, 3 to 6 of them people that are causing all the trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to make it seem like the 3 to 6 of 100 are everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I didn't get what I had a big problem with how Charlie Kirk was going around and putting that rhetoric out there in the open air, and people were taking that out of context in the terms of statistics. And when we're really talking about a 3 to 6% population, of the whole population that is causing most of the problem. And you can look at
And then we as black folk, we run with it. You know what I'm saying? We kind of like quadruple that message. Everything you just said, instead of we trying to debunk it, exactly what you did, we go out there and yeah, man. But it's folk just our community. That guy can target our community, our community, because they know we don't stick together. We not gonna be in the front line debunking those numbers, exactly what you just did. We'll just go with the flow, repeat it, without studying it and making it make sense. You know,
I mean, and then when you got like, man, you got a bunch of coons on the internet grifting, you know, talking down on black people, you know what I'm saying? Like that, and it's so popular amongst the group, man. Like amongst the populace as a whole, that is the sad part, and that's where you kind of see, like Platt was talking about, like where the racism kind of flourishes, it sticks its ugly head up when you start talking down upon a certain group of people. Because to me, it seemed like, man, the people that are most caught up in the whole racial makeup stuff, they really don't think very highly of themselves. So they got to have somebody that they could look down on.
Yeah,
You know
they
what I'm
got to.
saying?
They got to punch down on us, bro. They ain't got nobody else.
I'm from Texas, right? And I remember I was locked up and I shut up a lot of white folk. I was just in the county, you know, it wasn't that serious. And they kept talking about Mexican work. And I stopped that whole conversation. I say, you know what? And I get it, we don't stick up for each other. I say, our ancestors worked over 400 years free. Free.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get stereotyped that we lazy and and we don't take up for each other, that's what I just said about how we forget history. How in the hell you skip over Mexico, you skip all these countries, but you go get black folks for free labor for 400 some years. So that's what another point of what I'm trying to say, how we don't stick amongst each other in other races, especially white folk, and they can judge at our race because they know we're not gonna stick up each other, we're not gonna stick amongst each other, we're not gonna throw numbers just like I just did. We can never, as a race, be called bomb lazy because our ancestors came from Africa to work labor to build this country. Black,
Hey man, let me say something about the African thing. Just based on logic, bro. Like America got statues and they got artifacts from 4,000 years ago, and they ain't got boats from 400 years ago. America stand on business when it comes to certain history, bro. I don't believe it. All of us couldn't have came from over there. We don't. Most of us don't look like any of the people from over there. Our hair don't grow the same. We just a color, bro. We just made for this planet, bro. We were the best suited slaves. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When black people get outside in the sun, they act up and they get energized. For whatever the reason, we're energized outside. We don't burn. We ain't catching no diseases like that. Not in big groups. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't the slavery thing. I mean, past that, this is a once you put us in the ring and it's fair game, like boxing or basketball. I mean, come on, bro. Look at basketball alone. The most sought after shoe is a Jordan, bro. A black man, bro. There's no what's the equivalent to a Jordan shoe in any other race? There isn't any in any sport. Besides, I mean, soccer with what's his name, Cristiano, who I think his name is, but that's soccer. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to us, bro, most people can't compete, bro. They they're gonna have to
if
talk
you
down.
once again, you know
Oh,
American history. If you know American history, they went to seek us everything what you just said, our body type, how we can can stand in the heat. Like one thing I give white folk credit, they very intelligent and smart. They seeked
Some
out
of them.
our no, I'm just going down American history because you bring it up Muhammad Ali because he was smart. He seen all of it too. Like they seek they seek our race because everything you were just what you said. We can stand in the field without passing out because our texture of our skin. So what I'm trying to say is what I just said, like for them, for us to not take up for our history, knowing our American history, we should be the last race in this country being labor as lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but once again, when we don't take up for each other,
no,
and if
Jacob, we don't care. And
Yeah,
that's
you
really
can't
the
take up
problem.
for everybody,
Yeah,
bro.
we don't
All,
care. We don't
But
care
we
about
don't
our
start.
history. We
You right.
don't
You
care
right.
about.
We don't start. Don't start taking
No, hold up, Jacob. We don't care about our history. We don't care about the past. Just like this Vietnam, Ali. A lot of us don't care nothing about Muhammad Ali. You know, and you have to wonder, what do you do with the people? You said blacks were slaves or whatever. They were best suited because they were willing to do it. The Indian wouldn't do it. The white man, he could do it, but he couldn't really last. The Negro could do it, and the Negro learned to live in it. The Negro learned all the rules and he accepted it. And that's when Kanye said that dumb shit. But what I'm saying is that, but you gotta understand us. We're not even now. Like I said, go to the hood, go to the streets. I want you to go to the streets and get you a Black Lives Matter T-shirt and see how they're gonna be looking at you like you crazy because they don't believe in it. I'm not talking about no mixed community. I'm not talking about no white folk. Go around the hood. Go around where they trapping at. Go where they trapping at and see if they look at you as one of them, as a people. They don't look at you like that.
Like
You just either you.
That's like white folks. I get it. All you doing is just giving out white folks talking points. But listen,
Who is? Who is? Who is?
Because you can speak opposite.
Who's giving out? Nobody's giving out no white folks talking point. These are platinum talking points. They don't care. I've been around. I know what they do. They don't care about no Black Lives Matter. You're not going to increase compassion or they're not going to embrace you because you run around with some black stuff. They may embrace you from street stuff off of that, but not off no black. Just that's what I'm saying. That shit don't even work. That's meaningless out there.
They snitch on each other every day, bro.
Man, that was on Fox News. Fox News had Black Lives Matter. So yeah, that's clearly white
Fox
folks talking.
News.
Yeah, they was talking about Black Lives Matter. Like they always run with the narrative of this Black Lives Matter, and they run with it. Like that's
you gotta
not
clarify
the
that,
thing
brother.
you can talk about in our community.
Well, Fox News. Fox News is racist, but I don't. It ain't because of them. No,
run with that narrative, Black Lives. What do that mean? I don't even know what it means. But people run
it don't
with
work
it.
in the hood. I know they don't respect it in the hood.
Hey, but check this
But
out,
the
though,
point
man.
I'm making, you trying to make an argument. I'm trying to make points. What I'm saying is,
no, I just made a point. They don't respect it in the hood.
They don't care nothing about that.
They don't, bro.
Hey,
that ain't gonna work.
In the hood,
go out here and piss one of these dudes off of some street shit. Go in here, piss them off that street shit, and go put on a Black Lives Matter shirt and see if that matters. See if that matters.
They're gonna violate you and your whole family.
Hey, what color is that Black Lives Matter shirt? That's what they're gonna be. Hey, brother. Hey, you need to turn that shirt inside out, brother.
And see, just like we ran Jason off, once again, it's like you, Jacob. You don't want to hear the truth. You want us to. We tell the truth up here.
Why did you keep repeating it?
Because you keep talking about Fox News. We're not lying. We're talking about what I'm saying. Your phone messing up.
I did a drive-by.
Your phone is messing up.
Oh, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, his phone messed up. I don't know.
I thought it was my phone. I was about to reset.
Hey man,
let me say this, man. When it comes to, I see in the chat y'all was talking about how smart certain people are. They're not that smart, bro. They just got an advantage because certain people back them, bro, and they show up. They really show up for them their own. Like when certain people was out here making music, we was bootlegging it instead of putting our dollars up to put people in a position. Like people don't be that smart. There's a lot of poor people out here. I see them all the time. All you gotta do is ride through Montana on the major freeways, and you'll see how people are. You can ride through a whole lot of cities and see who's outside drugged up at the gas stations asking for money. I'm telling y'all, I see it.
It's actually going to be more white folks that are poor and destitute than
way more.
If you're going to look at like in total population, but they be like the per capita. I mean, so we get all that. Hey, but the other thing though too is that oftentimes people mistake poor folk for like street folk, and everybody that's poor and live in a hood ain't a thug, ain't a street person.
Facts.
So like, and people don't understand what we be talking about sometimes, because they'll go to like a poor area and be like, nah, it's cool over here. Like, that ain't where they serving the dope at, dude. That's over on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Let me just tell. Let me say this right here. Anything involving the streets, and you know the streets, especially if you black, you know something about them. Maybe you don't mess with them. You know what you don't mess with. I swear to you right now, anything involving the streets, they could care less about no Black Lives Matter, or you black, you're a woman. They don't care. They're gonna look at it that you wrong them, and they want redemption. That's how they. And I'm telling you, put on 10 of them shirts. That ain't gonna work out there. And I've seen it too many times. They don't care about that. That's why I gotta know. I have to watch myself, saying, yeah, these my people. These are black people, but I already know what they into. So I watch myself. I watch the way I move, because I say I already know how. I know how these dudes get down, so I know how they move. Don't give me no pass because I'm black, or Trayvon got popped, or George Floyd got smothered. They're not gonna give me no pass on that at all.
They'll still take your car. They'll still take your shoes off your feet. Take your
You'll
chain.
get robbed and set up by mugs you went to high school with, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. What
like,
it
he
is,
doing
bro.
good.
Boys hate every day for
Yeah.
free. They hate for free.
Yep. They'll be like, hey, I seen he's back in the hood, man. He doing good, man. Hey, where he be at?
You know what I'm saying? Ready to set you up. They trying to find out what you got going on, monitoring.
Yeah.
And they will come.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. And then it's like some of these cats, I ain't gonna say rappers don't be outside doing certain things, but they done made it out they hood. They done got it together. They got their bread up. Their talents are shining. And that's when they get taken out, bro. That's when they get taken out by their own.
You gotta get out your hood.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you
gotta get
to.
out. You gotta get out, because it's hate. That drives up hate. You know how we are.
Yeah, I mean, and there's different levels to, like, it's a complicated thing though, because at one point you want to go ahead and go to a place where you could get something established. You don't necessarily want to jump off and then try to be living like the other, because you're gonna end up spending a lot more money than building wealth trying to jump off and live like the Rockefeller or like the Trumps or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we coming out of the hood, so. And I think that's another reason why we be struggling, man. We be so hard trying to live like the white majority. Like, we just caught up on that so bad. And that's why we got so many coons out here, man. They want to, if they could, they would change their skin color and get rid of their parents. Like, these people be jacked up out here. We got to be comfortable in our own skin, man. Because, like, no matter what you do, that group of people still gonna look at you the same way, no matter how much money you get, no matter how much education you got, no matter where you live. It's just gonna be like that.
Do you guys think that the people got to Muhammad Ali, because I know he got Parkinson way too early? You think that was natural, or maybe that was somebody had a loose needle somewhere?
I think it was natural. To the head.
Oh, you think
shots to the head, bro?
Boxing.
Yeah.
Because his daughter was able to come up and carry his name at least. So, she walking around, I mean, I can say pretty, you know what I'm saying? Got them hands for you. So, like, I don't think it was nothing bad like that. I think he was just worn out. It was a different time. I think the gloves smaller or something? The rules changed.
I don't remember.
A lot of stuff changed. Yeah. Yeah, but he was a sharp dude back when he was young environment, man. He was a smart cat. You know what I'm saying?
He used to say a whole lot of fly stuff. I can appreciate it.
If you had the time, if you haven't seen it, if you got a Netflix account, there's a movie called Blood Brothers. It was 2021, and they did an entire story about the relationship between Ali and X. So if you got Netflix, go over there. It's over there. It's got Ali in it, Malcolm, Farrakhan, Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, Cornel West. So Betty Shabazz, Izza Shabazz, Maryam Ali, and they got even more. So they got a whole cast of people. I never heard of it. Never heard of it. But it's called Band of Blood Brothers, Malcolm X Ali.
I might check it out.
So
That's not cool. But yeah,
Blood Brothers. When I get some time, I'll show them.
but you know what though, Platt man, when I come back to your topic here, I gotta ask, do we believe in the First Amendment or not? Because this is what this is.
Hell yeah, we believe. You better believe it's your right.
And what's the First Amendment, to be clear?
Freedom of
The
speech.
First Amendment is free of speech, free of religion, free of prayers, free of just two more of them.
Those rules only apply to some.
Yeah, you gotta take it in context. No, you do have to be careful because
you're not American.
It is a context to it.
You have to take it because I seen a man. I was at a steakhouse, a white dude. I think he was a lawyer. They undercooked his steak, man. That man cussed he cussed the server out, he cussed the chef out, and the manager, white dude, came through there. He cussed him out. And we was looking at him, man. We was like, why is he acting like that? He was screaming at that dude. And he wound up getting a whole bunch of like free steaks and, like passes when you come back and no valet park. I mean, free for this. And he still was talking about that man, talking about he gonna get that man fired. And my thing is this, I know people don't like to hear when I say stuff. If I would have done that, I'd have got locked up. If I'd been in there cussing him out like that, I'd have got straight locked up. The police would have got called. I got to walk up. They ain't called no police on him. That man was talking down on them. He had his wife with him. He was talking crazy to them people. So free speech works for some people. Some people it don't.
It's really supposed to be geared. It's really supposed to be geared towards the government. Like, so if you in my house and you cussing me out, I can put you up out of there.
Different because you had a private setting. You know what I'm saying?
Can't be cussing my employees out, bro. You got to go.
But that's what you got the right to do. Kick them out. Now, if the person don't want to leave and still then okay, of course, police are going to get called and be involved. So a private restaurant, private setting, it stops. Your right stops right there when you sitting down.
But the man
and
didn't.
Someone stabbing.
Yeah, and black people do this. They do. They start feeling themselves. Even today, I know I couldn't get away. And I don't want to act like that. But what that white man did, that man was like some type of lawyer, fancy car, beautiful woman, like a man, just beautiful girlfriend, wife, whatever. Them people undercooked his steak. He said, this the second time I've come here. You fucked up my steak. God damn it. He started cussing out, and we were all looking at him. And they didn't call nothing. Nobody was over there. The chef came out. Manager came out. Manager was like, I'll give you 3, 4 free next time you come, sir.
So he comped the meal.
Well,
he didn't pay for the meal that he had. And I said, man, that was free speech. I'm saying, look at that dude. And if anything, that dude, he drove out the parking lot with an attitude. And I said, hey, if I tried that, they put me in jail. You
would have been the angry black man.
I tried that. Was very disrespectful. The manager came to ask Jacob, did you want your refund or do you want a different chef to make you a steak? So I can speak on as a black brother, got served medium rare, and I asked for well done, and I showed my natural black butt in that restaurant, and the manager offered me my refund of my money or a chef cooking me a different this time. And I'm a black brother.
Yeah, I mean,
they probably did something to that steak, Lil. You just don't realize it.
Oh my goodness.
No,
man.
because
No.
I walked and I stood
Oh, that's
over the
good.
new
Hold up.
shelf.
That's good,
I
Jacob.
stood
But
over the new shelf that was cooking my steak, and
no,
he got
Jacob,
it
Jacob, now
done.
He went to the back.
you're being
Man,
ridiculous
y'all
now.
Hold
can't
up,
put me
hold
in
up.
y'all
Back.
Negro.
That don't
Y'all
mean you
can't
can
put me
go
in
into
y'all
the
Negro
kitchen.
league.
You can, yeah, you can go out there and yell all you want. That don't mean you can go into the
Y'all
buff. You
can't
can't go
put
in.
me
Jacob
in
in
y'all
the kitchen.
Negro league.
Yeah, you can't go in the kitchen, man.
Hey, put this hairnet on, bro.
In Houston, in
And you keep
Houston,
doing. Hold up, keep doing it, Jacob.
Yeah,
Hold up. This the
no.
difference. Hold up.
Put this hairnet on.
This the difference. He can do that. I know better. Cause hey, I'm just trying to have something to eat, man. It ain't even that big a deal. Guess what? I might ask for my money back, or I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, because I ain't
I'm
gonna
not
let you
be
cook
in
my
there.
food.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be in there yelling and screaming.
No,
But
Not
see,
after that.
but that white man knows he can get away with that. He knows that he's a white man. He knows what is he going to do. What is he going to do? He's not going to treat me like he treats these Negroes. He's going to treat me. I'm a white man. So even though it's something like undercooked steak, I'm gonna scream and yell and leave, and then I'm gonna get, 5. Them steaks go for like $135 and up. He got like 5 of them things free, man. The whole thing. He got everything, the fries, all of that, complimentary meals. And the guy was begging him to come back. And I was looking at that guy and I was like, man, I wish I would. I said, I'm a black man. I wish I would clown like that.
Yeah,
They
you already
locked
know
me up.
it ain't happening, bro. It just
I
that
know.
all that them rights that y'all be talking like that some people be talking about. I get it. It makes sense. We kind of have them, but we got to be honest with ourselves, bro. And it starts there, right? You
Mm-hmm.
know, if the police show up to your house in the domestic, the DV
I'm
situation.
not shocked. In 2026, there are some Negroes don't think they free. I'm not shocked.
This
I'm
ain't
not
got nothing to
shocked.
do with being free.
I'm
Hey,
not
no, hey,
shocked that they don't express themselves like they still have Jim Crow laws or they got. I understand Negroes
but you
mentally
can't.
don't think they free. I get it.
Come on, man.
But
You
you
trying to
can't.
put too much
Hey,
on us, bro,
you
with that one, bro. Come on.
can't threaten the
I'm
police though
speaking
either
from
though.
my
You
life
can't. You can't.
experience. That's what I'm doing.
I need to
Man,
go
come
let
on,
them
bro. You
know.
don't spaz out
Yeah.
everywhere you go, bro.
I want to
You
watch
know better,
Jacob.
bro.
I want to watch Jacob complain.
Yeah, you have to see that in person.
But
It's
what I'm
almost like
saying.
it's almost like the police. You get pulled over,
Oh, I'm
and
glad you're going there. I'm
it's the
glad you're
police
going there.
fault. It's their fault.
I'm
And
glad you're going there.
when they come up, you start cussing them out and stuff like that.
That sounds
I
I
good.
mean,
got a
it
story
just
to say.
depends on how much you value your own life. I value
Facts.
my
Listen to
life.
me, Black.
I
Listen
value
to
my
me, Black.
life, so I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't give that man an opportunity to do anything to me. I'm gonna
Yeah,
hand
for
him
real.
Hey,
my
but check it
insurance.
out.
I'm gonna hand him my license. I'm gonna hand him whatever he's looking for. If
Be
I got a
compliant.
passport, I'm gonna hand him a passport. And what I always do is my military ID. I'll show him my military ID. I'll accidentally, you know what I'm saying, hand that to him. And then when they go back to the car, they said, "Thank you for your service." And then guess what I get? I get a warning. I said,
I feel
"Thank
you.
you."
Play
He
the
said, "Well,
game,
You got to
bro.
do. You got to
You
do what
gotta
you got
play
to
the
do.
I'm
game.
playing the game. That's what
Now
I'm
I'm gonna
saying."
teach you.
He
Hey,
talking
Now
about
I'm
hey,
gonna teach you how to be
arguing with
free.
him, and I'm not gonna argue with them people, man.
Now I'm gonna
hey, you
teach
know
you
what?
how. Now I'm gonna teach you how to be free. A state trooper pulled me over Christmas morning.
Mhm.
Christmas morning, pulled me over. You know I'm in the oil field, South Texas. Pulled me over Christmas morning. Came to my 18 wheeler, rolled my window down, gave him my driver license. He say, "Is this your address? Your current address on your license?" I said, "Ain't it?" I say, "Ain't it on the license?" He said, "Apartment." He said,
Smart.
"Excuse me." I say, "Ain't that on my license?" He say, "Okay, turn out your vehicle and step out." I say, "Yes, sir." Turn out my vehicle, stepped out. I say, "What's up?" He say, "I'm gonna ask you the question," and I said, "First of all, I'm gonna give you the same answer because I'm literally answering your question
You was being a
how I want
smart
to
Yeah,
ass.
man. Yeah,
answer it,
you asking the
how I
problem,
want
big
to
dog.
answer it, how I want to answer because I'm
Yeah,
free."
hold up,
I say,
because I don't get off on that. I get
Mm-mm.
At all.
nothing by getting out my car arguing with some peon ass police officer that's doing
Mhm.
traffic duty.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that. I want to stay in
that's
my
That's too
car.
much. That's too
I
much,
almost
bro.
say, write me the ticket, man. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, write me the ticket. And I'm done with it. I'm not going to sit there and argue with this man.
Nah.
Yeah,
Or woman,
and
or
Well,
woman.
first of all, I said it was my commercial 18-wheeler. So
It don't
y'all
matter.
not even on my level. It was
It
a
doesn't
state
bro,
matter,
I'm
trooper.
man.
I'm a
It was a
driver, and
state
I
You're a
would
trooper.
jerk.
never do
Well,
that, bro.
let me tell my story because I don't argue like
Oh, boy, I just
Yeah.
to.
He gone.
I mean,
You
my
borged out, bro.
commercial.
You borging out. We can't even hear you.
I'm like, man,
Yeah, it's what you
I'm
want to
not
do
doing
with
all
your
that.
time. You got to look at your time, man. I remember I ran through a school zone, man. And I knew it was a school there, but I wasn't paying attention. And the lights were on. It was like 15 miles. Man, I must have been doing 60. I said, boom. And then I ran right by this police officer. And he looked at me and I looked at him. And before he could even put his lights on, I just pulled off to the side, man, because I saw the way he was looking. And he pulled
Y'all
up
locked
to me
eyes.
and he said, you know you were speeding in that school zone. I said, yes, sir.
Mm.
He said, well, I didn't have my gun. He said, give me your information. I gave him my information. He came back. You know you were speeding. I said, sir, I was speeding. I was speeding. You know what? I wasn't paying attention and I was speeding. And he said, well, I don't have my gun. I didn't get you with the radar. And all your information checks out. You can go ahead and leave.
Just
It
cool.
wouldn't,
Just
yeah, it would have
be
been with me. I
cool.
didn't argue, but I ain't argue because I didn't, he didn't get me. But I drove by him. He was outside his car, and I drove by him in his car. But he obviously I was going more than 15 miles an hour. So I just pulled over before he even get my hand outside. Because I was like, well, I was speeding, so I'll pay the ticket. That's what I'm saying. This stuff ain't out here having these ego. That's another thing about the Negro. Be careful with your ego, man. Don't let
Especially
your
with
ego
authority figures, bro.
yeah.
That don't make sense.
Don't let your ego get you buried, man.
So,
Right. I mean, they
let me
they
See,
found,
I'm a free Negro. That's
yeah.
why my CDL commercial is connected to a lawyer office. I don't even go to court. I
That's
have a
fine.
lawyer fight.
Okay.
That's why I got a clean MBR. I'm a different Negro than you niggas. You niggas ain't got no lawyer. I don't
we
even
hear
go to
you,
court.
bro.
I
Man,
make too much
done.
money.
All right. You know what, bro? You know what? We're done, man. This dude, he cannot conduct himself up here. He got to go.
Ever,
All
bro.
that profanity and stuff, all it does is hijack the stream. That's all it does. All of that cursing, because they can't put no ads on it.
Right.
You can do it. What they gonna put on it? And I'm saying keep the Negro. And I'm be saying that up here, man. I be trying to tell them that.
May I say something, Platt, man?
Yeah, go ahead,
So,
bro.
about a year and a half ago, I rent cars and I go home. So I'm in the Benz. I'm in the white Benz, man. You know, it's clean, brand new. Hearst rental, right? And I pulled over because I had came home earlier that day and I got tired. So I pulled over into a mall parking lot. I went to sleep. The lawman knocked on my door. You hear what I'm saying? Like tapped on my window. I woke up and he was just like, what you got going on? Like that type of attitude, which was cool. I pulled out my CDL because I know better, right? Be compliant. He pulled me out the car, put me in handcuffs, whatever. Asked if he could search. I let him do whatever he wanted to do. I like, you ain't gonna find nothing. I say maybe a sweet because me and my homegirl were smoking or whatever, right? He went in the car, he grabbed the sweet, he poured it out. I had to step on it or whatever, and it was just like he let me go. Like I don't do all that, bro. Like I'm not about to have a pissing contest with an officer, bro. I know how far he can take it. We talking tickets, my CDL at risk. He can take my car, my family looking for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm home trying to get to my daughter, have a good time. Like I'm not about to ruin my night just because I got something to say. It's just like, bro, sometimes just be cool, bro. And they gonna let you go.
Hey,
It be
honestly,
cool.
They ain't gotta let you
and
go. You could pay the ticket. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
Life
there's
goes
that
on.
too.
some
There's
places
that
do
too.
that. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
hold on.
hey,
But if I'm getting drug out the car and arguing with him, and and all of this extra stuff, I mean, like I'm trying to do something. I get in my car to go somewhere. I don't get in my car to just sit. I'm
Yeah, I
not
got too much
sitting
to
out.
lose,
Yeah.
bro. I'm a
and
grown man. I got too
and the
much to
thing is,
lose.
thing that people always forget is that even if they're violating your right, you have to prove that in court, bro. They be trying to prove it on the street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't
Yeah,
do it there.
that ain't
You
it,
can't
bro.
do it there.
You gotta move with comfort.
All right.
Yeah, your phone done. And we almost out of here anyhow, Jacob. So your phone done. Hit the Cash App, Jacob. Support the platform. Hit the super chat. Hit the Cash App, man. We want to talk about Ali. Ali has been an inspiration.
Facts.
A lot of service members are going to go through the reality of what Ali did. He didn't want to go there. He talked about the Viet Cong were not his enemy. Is the Iranian man your enemy? I mean, you really got to think about it. Is the Iranian man, is the goat herder out there in the mountains, is that your enemy? Is that your enemy? And we have to go through that, man. And I'm saying, isn't it crazy how, go back to Ali, 1966. Now here he is. What was that? What is that? 50 years? 60 years? 60 years ago. 60 years ago. 60 years ago, Muhammad Ali objected to the war. And here we are having the same conversations, the same ones, the Trayvon Martin, the Mike Brown, the Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Black people losing their lives, George Floyd choked to death, Daniel Penny.
And our
If I
kids
said
got to
that
know
right.
about it in real time, man.
Yeah. And then you say go to war and fight for Israel. And if somebody objects, you got a problem with that's crazy, man. What they're like, well, I want to go to war, but I want to fight a fight, that benefits the United States. I didn't vote for Benjamin Netanyahu to be my president. So no, I don't want to go to war for him.
And when you come home, the same loans some other are getting for their houses, you can't get. And then the minute these some are getting, you ain't getting. And y'all know this. It's been shown. They talk about it. If you got military in your family, you got a friend, they'll tell you about it. Man, it'd be crazy out here, man. Like people don't know what it is, man. I just don't. I believe in the amendments. I believe in America, but I'm just aware, man. I'm fully aware of what goes on. So I'm just gonna be cool, get me if I can, and not trying to cause problems when no problems need to be caused.
And that's it, man.
There you go.
We wanted to bring it to you, man. We had to do this one. We'll be back.
Appreciate
Like,
you, Platt.
share, support, man. We got to get some of these MAGAs to join, though. They gone. They like the fish. They went to sleep the last hour. We got to get them to join, man. They want to come in the chat and troll. And I'm going to free the dungeon, man. The dungeon got to have about 800 people in there now. I'm going to go free them.
Yeah, go free them. Let them loose. Let them loose.
Release the Kraken.
Hey, because they coming, too. If they can, they coming back.
But we'll deal with that, man. All right, man. We out of here, man. Take care,
All right,
Hut.
Good stream.
And to boy, y'all take care, brother.
For sure.
All right, Tabor. Hey, Righteous. Thank you. And we out of here, man. Like the stream, support the platform, hit the Cash App, hit the super chat. Support the platform, subscribe to the channel.